Welcome to the Sound Live Sports Network presented by Shoreline Community College. It's Jam the Stands time at Edmonds District Stadium. Crosstown rivals, the Meadowdale Mavericks, are at the play home in a strange matchup between the Edmonds Woodway Warriors, who will be on the visiting side for tonight's matchup. A game that brings everybody in the town of Edmonds and Linwood, for the most part, down to the stadium tonight. Stephen McGrain, along with Keith Neely, always a bustin' atmosphere at Edmonds District Stadium.
For both these teams, definitely a game that you circle on the calendar. The only difference this year compared to years past is now with the new classification, both these schools are 3A, so this game is still a rivalry game. It just means a little bit more now that it has to do with their league as well.
So not only are you vying for first blood in your league and trying to get a very important victory here tonight, you got a bit of mix-up going on both sides of the ball. Let's start with the Meadowdale Mavericks.
Well, their starting quarterback, J.P. Routon, passed for 241 yards last week and 2 touchdowns. He is out this game with a shoulder injury. Now we're probably going to see the backup senior, Caleb Tingstad, come in there and play quarterback for him.
Tingstad also has a younger brother in Drew Tingstad, who's listed as a quarterback. So while both have taken snaps under center in pregame, it is still quite the mystery as to who the Meadowdale Mavericks will pull out of the stable and put at quarterback tonight. Edmonds Woodway had a tough loss to once rival Kamiak Knights a week ago. Had to use the legs of Chance Justice, 111 yards rushing and a pair of touchdowns to keep things close. We'll get to that game and all that it meant for the Edmonds Woodway Warriors in just a moment, but we're awaiting the announcement of the national anthem. And we'll take pause now on the Sound Live Sports Network. Thanks for being along. Stadium Jam on the way. The crowd is electric here at Edmonds District Stadium, and let me just set the scene a little bit. I saw, I think 3, maybe 4, it's hard to tell, middle school football games in the parking lot and the grounds outside the stadium tonight prior to this football game. And then just trying to get into the pass gate, Stephen McGrain, I had to have help. I had to have help getting from the pass gate into the stands, and there is not a seat left in the house.
That's why you show up an hour early to watch the game before, and then you don't have to worry about anybody else. That's
one of those things where you show up as an announcer and you go, well, let's see here. How much is my parking spot worth? I think I can get 20 bucks for this one. Sound Live Sports Network is presented by Shoreline Community College, and it's the Meadowdale Mavericks with a record of 1-1. Their only loss till Lake Stevens in the opener. They lost that one 28-21, so definitely a quality team losing to a very quality team in the Vikings. Edmonds Woodway, their lone blemish is last week against the Kamiak Knights. Also losing by a touchdown, 28-21. They have beat Jackson prior to that. Of course, Edmonds Woodway dropping to 3A, so those games against Jackson and Kamiak do not matter as far as positioning for districts go. Of course, you always want to win ball games on Friday nights.
Well, in that last game against Kamiak, was, even though they lost by a touchdown, was a surprise. We were looking later on down towards Meadowdale and especially Glacier Peak in that last game. So the hiccup last week, hopefully Woodway comes out a little bit sharper to start out this first quarter.
Brett Schaefer will kick things off for the Meadowdale Mavericks. Edmonds Woodway set to receive. Too deep for E-Dub, hanging out at the 5-yard line. We're about to kick things off. Stadium Jam, kaboom, here we go. Underway, taken in at the 5. Gathered in there, hole right up the middle. Downs decided to bounce it outside. Plenty of running room to the 30, big time 40. Crosses midfield, 50 cuts outside. Finally knocked out at the 40-yard line of the Meadowdale Mavericks. E-Dub, a big play starting off the thing.
Big play, just the gunner on the left far side of the field from Meadowdale went inside, and the runner, the kick returner, was able to bounce it outside after he left his lane. Let's see Nick Morales, if in his first game against Meadowdale as a starter for Edmonds Woodway on Friday night, if they start to get him involved early in this game, doing some short intermediate passes, or if they start out running the football with Chance Justice.
Couple in the backfield for the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. Nick Venema can also do a lot of damage back there. The two-headed running back style. They'll go straight ahead. Pile. Good defensive play by the Mavericks to stack things up. And forward momentum will gain 2 yards. Beautiful night here at Edmonds District Stadium. Shirt sleeves. You probably want to have your jacket handy, but you're not going to need it, especially if you're in one of the student sections.
No, they'll be yelling the entire night, which is fantastic atmosphere.
Second down and 9 yards to go after a 1-yard pickup. E-Dub will put Morales under center, twins on the near side. And now the bootleg. Out goes Morales, looks downfield, has the crush of the Meadowdale Mavericks. The pocket collapsed after Morales tried to roll out to his left. And now we've got a penalty marker down. This is where you don't want to make mistakes.
No, it was just a celebration after he got the sack by number 52, Timothy Smith, a 6'2", 230-pound senior. Typically, if you're a senior, you don't see that kind of undisciplined act right there. Just a little excited just with the rivalry game and against Edmonds Woodway, but you got to stay controlled out there and not hurt your team like that.
Edmonds Woodway has won 2 of the last 3 contests at Stadium Jam. Sandwiched between the two, an overtime, double overtime win a year ago. Edmonds Woodway with the win over the Mavericks. That score 20-14. Meadowdale wins 2 years ago, 28-14 the score of that one. And then a defensive battle, 10-7. Edmonds Woodway over Meadowdale clear back 3 years ago. So they are close games, they are fun games, and everybody extremely passionate about the outcome. 3rd down and 6 after penalty moves it forward after the personal foul, and now we'll get a stop in action as the line judge on the far side in front of the Meadowdale bench has to come out and talk to the referee. Our referee tonight is Tim Stern and the line judge Michael Todd. Those two gentlemen having a conversation.
One of the biggest things that happened last week and even 2 weeks ago when they played against Jackson was the protection and how much time that Nick Morales had within the pocket. That time they did the play action, which was pretty slow developing. He wasn't able to get outside. Once he tried to reestablish his feet and look downfield, he got sacked by Smith. Look for Edmonds Woodway. If early on they cannot hold the pressure by that defensive line from Meadowdale to do a couple sprint outs and just kind of some 5-10 yard out routes with their tight end or even the slot on the far side of the field.
3rd down and 6 yards to go. Horgarten and Gradwell on the far side. The handoff and the pitch actually to Chance Justice, and he'll lose yardage. And the front 3 of that 3-4 defense for the Mavericks hanging tough.
Nick Neely, the cornerback right there, just stayed home, and that's exactly where Chance Justice ran to. He didn't have to get around a block as the right guard couldn't get out to him and get to him or to make that block. So he's got to get that guard out there to make a block so you can give an avenue for your runner to follow.
So a loss of a 1 will make it 4th down and 8. The punt squad on for Edmonds Woodway. Meadowdale has the chance to get the first one out of the way here if they can get a long sustained drive. That punt, a nice beauty down to the 15. So after 4 and out, on a gain of 3 yards, Edmonds Woodway, actually by the time they backed it up, they only gain a yard in the possession. And you punt it away. And now here comes the question mark out of the huddle. And it will be Caleb Tingstad, 6'3", 225 pounds, a senior. He vied for the starting quarterback job a year ago and then ended up at tight end after Evans got the job. And now after some duress to his team and his starting quarterback Roten, finds himself in the shotgun formation for the Mavericks. First down and 10, ball on the 15-yard line. They'll go around in the first one. And again, much daylight, plenty of it at the 40, cut back again to the 45. A pickup of 30 yards.
There is a penalty down there, but Malik Braxton last week only had 7 carries on the game. That time immediately got the fly sweep on the first play and broke it for a large gain, holding the penalty. But that's just the speed that Meadowdale has out there on the team. You just talked about how tall their quarterback is. He can look over that offensive line. They have Malik Braxton. They got Rory Spillman, who will come in there and help him out in the backfield. And then out there, receiver, they have Drew Tinglestad, and they also have number 32, Charlie White, the tight end, 6'2", 225, a senior. Fantastic athlete, and wherever the ball is placed, anywhere around him, he's most likely going to jump up and catch it with 2 hands.
Caught a touchdown a week ago in the game against Mount Lake Terrace after a penalty. Meadowdale will have to start 1st and 15 on their own 10-yard line. So back it up after a beautiful run. They'll hand it right back up. Braxton again, similar play, this time a different result, 4 yards and smash mouth.
Well, the far side left tackle, great job of stealing off the defensive end right in front of him, but the guard and center did a combo block on the defensive tackle, didn't end up moving up to the second level where the linebackers were, and number 33 for Edmonds Woodway came through and made the tackle, Isaiah Salud. So great job by him to flow with the play and see where it was coming.
Salud 6'1", 165 pounds, only a junior. And now 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Mavericks. Tingstad hands it off, this time to Spillum. Breaks a tackle and then uncorked about the 20-yard line. Excellent job of reading blocks and cutting back.
Thus far, these defensive look fantastic, especially Meadowdale on their first defensive series. Woodway has looked good with the exception of the penalty being called back. But if they want to stay within this game and make it close throughout the entire time, you can't arm tackle. You got to wrap up or at least hold that guy up until more of your friends come along to bring him down.
We've got a timeout on the floor. We've got an injured player. I believe a Maverick is on the carpet now, being helped up. Number 99, Garrett Walsh, the fullback, 6'3", 245-pound senior, is helped off. And he will sit out a play at least before returning to the football game. 3rd down and 4. And what's so far shaping up to show who has the better defensive muscle. 8 minutes to play, first quarter here. Tingstad back to pass, has a intended receiver, Navlet. A catch, a first down and out of bounds. So the first down of the afternoon or the evening goes to the Meadowdale Mavericks.
Great play call by head coach Mike Dawn. Get your quarterback settled into this game, get his arm loose a little bit, get him more comfortable. Just a nice, simple curl route near side of the field, pick up a first down and move the chains.
Right at the 8-minute mark. The ball on the 28-yard line. And by now, after a drive really each and 4 plays under everybody's belt, you can imagine that the butterflies that entered this game are gone. Now we're playing football. There's the option. Outside. Tingstad will keep it himself. Only one linebacker bit on the play. He still manages to pick up 3 yards.
On the option, the defensive end has to watch the quarterback. He thought it went to the running back. He came down. Outside linebacker took an awful angle to the quarterback, Caleb Tingstad. He was able to run around him and pick up a couple of yards. You have to stay disciplined within your assignments, or any play can be broken free for a touchdown.
2nd down and 7 yards to go. 5th play of the drive. The first drive for the Mavericks. The first one, if you're just joining us, for Edmonds Woodway, receiving the kick, 4 and out. They punt away. And now Kingstad, hands off, goes over left side. Wow! Caught from behind in a big pile. 2 or 3 Warriors were there, including Tyler Reinford, the outside linebacker, on pursuit from the back. And I think we had Spencer Schultz also in there with the tackle.
I think Schultz got in there first, or the defensive tackle, Michael Swires, broke free, disrupted things in the backfield, and then once he had that first immediate pressure, the runner was able to get around him, and then as you mentioned it, Reinford came from the backside and made the tackle.
3rd down and 8 yards to go. 6:36 to go. First quarter here at Stadium Jam at Edmonds District Stadium. Tingstad in the shotgun formation. He's back to pass. Has a man open over the middle. Wants the ball. Now has to scramble. Has an opening at the 40. Dropped. First down territory. In and out of Keenan Walsh's hands. The senior cannot hold on. And the punt team, actually, we've got Laundry on the field. Penalty flag down. And we'll see what that's about. But Walsh catches that football. He's got 10 yards of padding between him and the safety coming over to cover.
Well, in rivalry games, you have to make the most out of your opportunities. It happened back in the backfield with Tingelstad trying to roll out for more pressure. He should have gotten sacked by 2 Warriors, was able to get out of their pressure, try to throw it downfield to Walsh. He ends up dropping it. So you have to make the most and capitalize whenever you get the opportunity to.
The penalty is waived off, so there will be no foul on the play. And the punt team comes on. And how much field position will play in this ball game, we'll have to find out. Low, end over end punt. And wisely, Jalen Nash will step away from the football. Nash looked like he wanted to go for it at that slight moment when it picked off a high bounce, and then thought better of it. And Edmonds Woodway will now get first down on their 2nd drive of the game.
Let's see if that offensive line for Woodway can start opening up some avenues for either Nick Venema or Chance Justice. Try to get some positive yards, get some flow and rhythm to it, or start opening up the game and doing some sprint outs with Nick Morales to try to find something downfield. They just kind of need to get some progression going left and not go backwards.
Say not go backwards. Only 14 yards for Meadowdale total to 1 total yard for E-Dub. So not a lot of total yardage in this ball game. High snap, and that'll cause a fumble on the play. I believe they'll say he's down. Nick Venema in his first carry of the ball game had to wait for the high snap from Nick Morales to come back down into the handoff. And by the time that happened, Meadowdale was in the backfield.
The right tackle, Will Segal, that was his defensive end, is the one that came down, number 99, Garrett Walsh. If you have to immediately go downfield to the 2nd level and get the outside linebacker that's going to flow, you have to at least make a chip on that defensive end, or that exact same thing is going to happen. He's going to come right down the line and make a tackle for a loss.
Walsh back into the ball game on defense after leaving with an injury, so obviously he's okay for the rest of the ball game. 5:26 to go, pitch out. They'll go straight ahead. Almost lost the football again. Chance Justice with the carry this time. And a very stingy Stable.
Well, the defensive line is doing a great job of holding up the offensive line, seeing where the runner is trying to go, and then kind of basically pushing them out of the way or fighting down the line of scrimmage to make a tackle. The Warriors, the only issue they have right now is they can't run the football, which doesn't open play action, and they won't bite on that fake. So in a 3rd and 11 situation, they're going to have to do a sprint out and just try to get in a playmaker's hands and see if they can turn it upfield.
Hogarden on the near side, Gradwell on the far side, 2 in the backfield for the Warriors. On 3rd down and 11, 4:44 to go, first quarter. Play action now, bootleg once again. Here comes the pursuit, and it is in and out of the hands near the first down line of the intended receiver, Hogarden. Ball was a little low and outside, but certainly within the range of some pretty sure hands of Brandon Hogarden.
Yeah, and the other issue, Keith, is that he cut his route early. He cut it about the 29-yard line that he needed to get to the 31. So even if he tried to catch it, and he did retain possession, he would have slid out of bounds 2 yards short, and they might have still been in punting situation.
High punt, shanked a bit, and it will go out of bounds at the Edmonds Woodway 48-yard line. So a quick playing game. They're certainly not wasting any time in the huddles. There's not a lot of thought going in, at least as far as taking your time and making your calls.
Well, especially with those first opening series for both offenses. Yesterday on Thursday, typically your last day of practice, you run through a script of opening plays that you're going to go through. Woodway only had 4 plays that they ran on their opening drive, so they still had 6 plays left from that script. Now you might see a little bit more variation and a little more off the script.
Field position flip-flops just a little bit now. Edmonds Woodway opened with a beautiful run back on the Meadowdale 47. And now Edmonds Woodway will start playing defense on their own 48. No score here. 4:29 remaining first quarter. Edmonds Woodway and Meadowdale Stadium Jam. That's what we're about on the Sound Live Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
We're back on the Sound Live Sports Network. Keith Neely and Stephen McGrain. We had a first play from scrimmage. Meadowdale from the Edmonds Woodway 48, a pickup of 10 yards and a first down. And the run around the end has been the most successful play so far for Meadowdale.
Well, the left guard for Meadowdale was able to get up to that middle linebacker. He was trying to flow and fight across the offensive lineman's face, wasn't able to, giving his runner an open lane, and was able to pick up the 10.
Tingstad, the senior quarterback, will hand it off. Again, right end had a bit of a block, a little spin move. And I think Braxton will only pick up 3 yards. Depends on where that spot is. And it's almost as if Meadowdale has seen something. Coaching staff has seen something over there on that right side of the defense for Edmonds Woodway that they want to exploit.
And that's either they have the tackle and guard doing a combo block to the outside linebacker of Edmonds Woodway, or it's able to go up the middle and that left guard is able to take out that middle linebacker. Whatever it is, Edmonds Woodway needs to sharpen it up a little bit.
3 wide receivers, the screenplay developing. Here's the catch. And plenty of yardage inside the red zone for Edmonds Woodway is Charlie White, the tight end. You mentioned him earlier, Stephen. He's a big play guy. There's one right there.
It looked like they were trying to set up the screen, but since so many defenders were in Tingelstad's face, he just kind of had to dump it off. Charlie White doing just a drag route across the middle, was able to find him, dump it off, and pick up positive yards, and most importantly, a first down.
It looked for a moment to be a busted play, the way Tingstad and Braxton missed a little communication in the backfield, but a great result. First down and 10 yards to go for the Mavericks on the 16. Around end goes Braxton. He gets a hole and another 5 yards. He's a mover.
Well, it is. That right defensive end is not able to fight across the face of that left tackle. He's just driving him downfield and leaving a wide open running lane, because if the tackle can go face up on the defensive end, that leaves the guard to go straight to the middle linebacker. You have a hole that your runner can go through, and it's as easy as that.
Do you switch your manpower if you're Edmonds Woodway to the other side of the ball?
You either do a shift to that side, or you bring those linebackers across, or have them blitz to try to fill in that hole.
We've got a timeout. I think Coach Don saw something he didn't like and wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves here on the Sound Live Sports Network. Still no score. 2:33 to play, first quarter. We'll be back. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. Second down, 5 yards to go, ball on the 11. Meadowdale threatening. And the first sustained drive of the evening. Now another little swing out pass. They hit Malik Braxton once again. Tries to get around that right end. Penalty flag flies in the backfield of Meadowdale. It would be a pickup of 3. And it'll go against the Mavericks.
And that was a big play that we called back, too. He brought it all the way down. The refs standing at about the 7-yard line. They would have needed about 1.5 yards, 2 yards for the first down, first and goal. And now you're going to be brought back a little bit, making it a little bit more difficult. But why not try the exact same thing? That receiver got a great block on the outside linebacker, outside linebacker of Edmonds Woodway. Just get it in a playmaker's hands and let him make a play.
And you just get that feeling, you just get that sniff that a turnover or two in this ball game could really, really make a difference.
Or if Meadowdale's able to put it in the end zone right here on this drive, that could be all they need.
Second down and 18, ball in the 24, pass over the middle is caught near the end line. A beautiful throw for a guy that doesn't play quarterback on a regular basis. And Caleb Tingstad hits Charlie White once again on the right side.
Great pass by Tingstad down to Charlie White. The safety was there, but he decided to go to the receiver as to try to find the football. He had enough time. He could have looked up, maybe got an interception, but just went right by Charlie White, didn't even look for the football. And now they're knocking on the door of Edmonds Woodway.
E-Dub now backed up into the end zone on defense with the ball on about the 2-foot line, inside the 1-yard line. Tingstad from shotgun, hands off to Malik, crushed in the pile and then breaking outside. Beautiful counter. I missed it up here. Great play call.
Just another quarterback read option. You had number 99, Garrett Walsh, at fullback out there, 6'3", 245. You had number 4, Rory Spillman, 5'9", $175 in the running back position. And you fake it to both of them. Caleb Tingstad keeps himself, runs over a Warrior as he crosses the goal line, and Meadowdale's up 6.
Tingstad with the 1-yard TD scramble after starting on the 48, so a 48-yard drive. Only the penalty, the real lone black eye for the Mavericks on that drive. The kick is up, it is good, and we've got the first score of the ball game, 7-0. Meadowdale on top of E-Dub with 1:50 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
The Allstate Insurance Agency of Jeff Smar is a proud sponsor of Wesco Athletics. Located in Northwest Bothell, Jeff's office services many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mill Creek. Contact Jeff for a quote at 425-949-7103 or email jeffsmar@allstate.
8 plays, 48 yards. The touchdown, Caleb Tingstad. Wearing a lot of hats for this Meadowdale Maverick squad. Having come over from the tight end spot. Now owns a touchdown as a QB.
It's the beauty of having athletes on your team, Keith. They can play multiple positions and help you in any way possible.
Long, high, beautiful kick into the end line. They cannot bring it out in prep football like you can in collegiate or professional. So they will start the ball, they being Edmonds Woodway, on the 20-yard line after the touchback. Edmonds Woodway is going to have to throw a couple things together. Right now, the defensive line for the Mavericks is really having their way with Edmonds Woodway.
The Mavericks in general are having their way. They look much more loose out there. All the pressure has seemed to shift on the Woodway side. The Mavericks out there just look a little bit more loose momentum. But Woodway, like you said, Keith, got to start getting some flow on offense if they want to have any chance of this game, or else those 7 points are all the Mavericks will need.
Nick Morales under center now, has 2 in the backfield. Hands off to the fullback, straight ahead, no gain. And the holes, if they're there to start with, are not long lasting.
Well, and I don't think that's really the way that we thought the Warriors should open up their offense. A turnaround, handoff straight to the fullback, right up the middle. Got to start looking for your tight end, Brandon Hodengarten. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. Start throwing it to receiver. Just mix it up and start trying to have that defense start guessing.
And now we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll hang on right here on the Sound Live Sports Network. The game right before us. The Mount Lake Terrace Hawks dispatching the Shorewood T-Birds 49-21 in the opener of this doubleheader at Edmonds District Stadium. And the Hawks having a pretty good season so far. Mount Lake Terrace, a big win a week ago and then get the win today. They are 2-1 on the season. Shorewood falls to 1-2. And it gets pretty crowded in 3A. Of course, you have Linwood, who also dropped down to 3A along with Edmonds Woodway. Perennial powers in the South Division, Glacier Peak and Meadowdale. And then, of course, the Hawks of Mount Lake Terrace, Shorewood and Shorecrest, also in the South Division.
And in these last 2 weeks of football, Linwood's the best team we've seen thus far.
Morales back to pass, has some room, pops it outside. A little spin and a gain of 8 yards, and maybe that's the answer. The pass is complete to Jalen Nash, who had that beautiful run back to open the ball game.
It's a great way to get your quarterback settled down in this game. That's the first completion that Nick Morales has had, just a curl route by the receiver on the near side of the field, get it into his hands, try to make something going downfield, maybe pick up that first down, but get close enough that you're in a manageable position.
Edmonds Woodway without a first down in this ball game. And they'll try to do it right here, 3rd down and 1 with the ball on the 29-yard line. Spin, hand off into the pile, and I think he's got it over the 30. Chance Justice, the ball carrier for the Warriors. And he's been a steady Eddie, a quick guy. You like to use his speed. That time, just trying to pick up 1.5. He had to use every bit of muscle he had to get through the middle.
And that might have been the best push that the offensive line has had against that defensive line of Meadowdale. They just needed 1 yard for the first down, picked up a couple extra. But with that power and speed of Chance Justice in the backfield and getting just a little bit of push downfield, get to the second level linebackers, might open some things up, and he might break away for a touchdown. 3
wide receivers. Morales into the shotgun. He's over the middle, has a pass. That's the little Y pop now. They go out to Chance Justice, who is out on the slot.
They had Chance Justice in the slot. He went straight downfield, and then it looked as though Hodengarten was running the exact same route. Morales kind of threw it in between both of them. Basically, whoever was closest had the best chance. It was Chance Justice, even though there was 3 Mavericks guarding him. So Hodengarten has got to come over and take that catch. Or if you're Nick Morales and you're the quarterback, throw it to the guy who is open, not just straight down the middle and let one of them pick.
Hard to teach space and spacing in any sport. Football is no different than basketball or any other, where space is so important. Here's the keeper now. Morales will try to get it in, draws 1 block, and finally out of bounds after a meager pickup of 3, maybe 4 yards. And Morales punished for the carry right in front of the coaching staff of E-Dub.
Not necessarily the fastest quarterback, but he is 6'2", 190 pounds. He's got the long strides. If he can get to the outside, then the blocking did a job well done, especially with the receivers. He did a perfect job, too, of holding on to the football. If he would have handed it off to Justice, there was a lot of Mavericks sitting right there in the interior of that line, but he was able to bounce it out to the outside and pick up about 5 yards.
Sixth play of the drive, 3rd down and 5 on the 37. 9 seconds to go on the clock here in the first quarter. Morales back to pass. Little swing out, has the first down. Once again, it's Nash with the catch, and he's been a playmaker so far over on that right-hand side as the clock expires. Not quite. They're going to put 4 seconds back on the field, on the clock, on the play clock.
Jalen Nash, number 43, is a running back playing out there, a wide receiver on the near side of the field. He's 5'4", 135 pounds, sophomore. They're not honoring him very much. I believe it's number 5. That's Malik Braxton is the corner guarding him. He's giving him a lot of space. Look for if Jalen Nash can get another catch on the near side of the field on a curl route, he might be able to break free with all the space that Braxton's giving him.
And that'll end the first quarter of play here at Edmonds District Stadium. Meadowdale on top of Edmonds Woodway 7-0. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network. Come back with the second half, or the second quarter, in just a moment. Hang on.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Stadium Jam rarely disappoints. Tonight's game right there with everyone else. They're awful fun to be a part of right now. Meadowdale on top by a touchdown, 7-0 on a Tingstad 1-yard run. And now here's a quarterback keeper right over the middle. Nick Morales deciding just to hold on and take his chances forward. Picks up 3.
There's a lot of play calling with run plays going straight up the middle into that teeth of that defensive line, which has had their way in that first quarter with the offensive line of Edmonds Woodway. Try to get the speed to go to the outside with either Nick Venema or Chance Justice. If you keep on going up the middle where they're doing a great job of getting a push against your own offensive line, get it out in space and try to see if they can get some wiggle room and pick up some sizable gains.
We'll see if that's what they're setting up here. Twins on the near side, one lone receiver on the far side. And here's the high snap once again. Back to pass, having some trouble, and that'll be a sack. Big time. Loss of 12 yards on the play. Make that 14 by the time Morales gets off the turf.
Tried to roll it out to the far side of the field to the left. He had nobody open downfield, and then the linebacker realized who was in front of him. It was Nick Venema, the backup running back to Chance Justice. He didn't lay a block on him, so he ran straight home free to the quarterback, Nick Morales, bringing him down for the 14-yard loss. And once again, Keith, that offensive line for Edmonds Woodway is not getting any push or any protection to their quarterback.
3rd and 17. I'd like to call out an attaboy to the Maverick that got him, but I think it was about 5 different players were in on that tackle. He had to really struggle to see everybody. There's a penalty flag down on the far side. Line judge has decided to stop play. And I think we'll have a false start on Edmonds Woodway.
You know, Keith, you're at a 3rd and 17. You're probably going to be looking at a 3rd and 22 here after the penalties enforced. With how aggressive that defensive line and the linebackers are, especially on the outside for the Meadowdale Mavericks, I kind of hope some point in this first half, just kind of mix it up a little bit, Coach Gradwell pulls out a screen. Just kind of block him for a second, try to get as much time for Morales to back up, give enough space for your running back to curl around and give him a wide open passing lane. But a screen with those guys rushing downfield would be perfect, and you'd only have the secondary left for the Mavericks.
10 minutes to go. We've got another whistle and stoppage of play, and head coach John Gradwall decides to cruise out to his huddle and talk things over. That's the second timeout Edmonds Woodway will be charged with. They have one remaining, as do the Mavericks. I'd like to remind you that at halftime, Deb Anderson, the executive director of Foundation for Edmonds School District, will come in and give us an update on a little fundraiser they're working toward, and they'll also go over all the stats and highlights of the ball game tonight. Action Jackson halftime show. And right now, the highlights, the entertainers in the ball game have largely been wearing the Navy.
But let's see if the Warriors can start putting some sort of flow together to get back into this game and put some points up on the board. There is 10 minutes left in the second quarter, but starts getting some progression towards the end zone.
Twins on the near side, lone setback. And now back to pass is Morales. Looks over the middle. It is bobbled and caught near the first down marker, a circus catch. And Nick Venema hauls it in. A big time play for the senior. And that was into traffic, and you had to concentrate awful heavy to just have a chance, let alone all that went in.
Simple sprint out to the right side. The right tackle did a great job. It looked like he shifted to the outside linebacker on the blitz. Therefore, the right guard came over and took over the defensive end. Gave Nick Morales time, which was the biggest thing in the progression of that play and the execution. The only downside of that is Nick Morales got to put a little bit more air under the football. But great position, and now the Warriors went from a 3rd and 22 to a 4th and 1.
Warrior fans can breathe a little bit, but it is 4th down. Morales tries the hard count. And now a penalty flag on the near side. And we'll see if we got another false start. No, an offside, so we did have a Maverick jump. The hard count worked.
You know, Keith, we're directly in front of that the line of scrimmage right now, and it did not look like one of the Mavericks came across for an offsides, but that's a big break for the Warriors, especially going from a 3rd and 22. Now you're going to move the chains off of a penalty, and let's see if they can keep the momentum going.
Have not firmly planted the dagger yet. You got another 39 yards to march, and I have to be honest, Stephen, I did not see that either. I thought that the hard count had been made, and once Morales decided it was not going to be effective, he just stopped and they were going to get the punt team on, and then the flag came out.
And the only thing that could have been up for concern with the referee is that defensive end try to come across and maybe try to flinch, draw the left tackle of Edmonds Woodway to do a false start, but nobody came across the line of scrimmage.
Big number 99, Garrett Walsh, comes over to talk to the line, to get an idea of why the call was made. Obviously, you're not going to reverse it at this point. 9:18 to go, second quarter. 7-0 Mavericks. Ball on the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Morales in a shotgun, pitches outside. Venema had a bit of room to run, but got off his feet, knocked off his feet sideways, and by the time he was able to turn around, the Mavericks were upon him.
Defensive tackle Timothy Smith, we said his name already, with a sack in the first quarter. 6'2", 230, went against that left guard, saw where the play was going, and did a great job of fighting down the line of scrimmage and only holding justice to a 2-yard pickup. But the linebackers and him flown with the football and bringing the runner down for a minimal gain.
2-yard pickup, 2nd down and 8. Morales once again in the shotgun formation. 4 down linemen. We're playing the run, and wisely. There's the handoff, a loss of a yard. And you've switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3, and it's not by mistake.
No, and the Warriors doing a lot of running plays, going up the middle, and they're doing a lot of misdirection and trying to get some confusion on that defensive side. Just simplify it. You did it to start this drive out. You did a couple nice hitch routes to Jalen Nash on the far side of the field where he had some space. You got the runner out to the outside, and he was able to pick up about 8 yards. And now you're trying to do all this misdirection. Just simplify it and try to work downfield doing that.
3rd down and 9. Morales has some time, tries the home run ball, goes up over the top and falls to the deck. 2 penalty markers are down. The intended receiver was Kelvin Donkwa. And there was contact, but I'm not sure that Tyree Carson wasn't getting as much contact as he was given.
Yeah, he looked like he sold that pretty well, especially falling down after that. But if anything, Carson looked like he had the left arm of Kelvin Dankwa. And so if that was the case, that's what the ref saw. And it looked like there was some contact, and benefit goes to the receiver. And another nice pickup off of a penalty for Edmonds Woodway.
We've got a pass interference. That is the indication. So another first down for Edmonds Woodway. And if you're down there as an official looking at the receiver, kind of the indication is if the body turns. You can tell someone has grabbed a jersey or holding just a little bit if the body turns. Now, the ball looked to me like it was not a catchable ball by the time Donkwa was down there. Yet, Donkwa's body was turned around about 45 degrees by the time he got to the 10-yard line, and you got to make a judgment call at that point.
Yeah, Keith, and especially if Warriors do a running play right here, it's going to go to Chance Justice or Nick Venema. But if anything, look for maybe a sprint out here on the near side of the field with Jalen Nash.
Mistakes by Meadowdale have kept this drive alive. Here is the sweep. On the outside goes Venema. Gets down near the red zone 20-yard line, and they stack up there. Some pushing and shoving, and certainly a lot of talking going on between Venema and Nick Neely. And the penalty marker after the extracurricular, he kind of had the idea it was coming. And a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Warriors will back them up just as they got some things going.
It is early on in this football game. We're only, a quarter and a half through it. The Warrior offense hasn't been able to put anything together. So there might be some frustration right there. The Mavericks scored on their last possession, so might have just been some things built up. But there's still 7:21 left in the second quarter. There's no need to freak out or anything like that. You're not even at halftime. Stay relaxed, stay composed, and keep on trying to go in the positive direction. I guess one positive, Keith, is that they converted a 3rd and 22 for the first down. So if they have anything to stay positive with, but
I'll see your your 3rd and 22 and raise you a yard. I'll raise you 5 yards. Second down and 36 now after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And 4 wide receivers now for Nick Morales in the shotgun formation. And once again, a bit of a conversation as to where the ball would be marked. And they are satisfied with the spot.
This is dangerous territory, too, for those offensive linemen. If you're in a 2nd and 23, you've got a couple plays to pick up the first down. But if you don't pick up a nice gain right here and you're at a 3rd down from this distance, the defensive line are going to run right up the field. So they need to pick up a massive gain right here.
Penalty marker on the field as Morales rolls out to his left. He'll keep the football and head down to the 30-yard line, run out of bounds there. And we'll have to see what the laundry is about now. And things are getting sloppy, Stephen.
They are, and it's definitely on the near side of the field. I think it might have been maybe in a false start. That right tackle, who they were doing the sprint out away from, just try to get to his hitch a little bit too early so we can close the gap if anybody tried to split it. But with that pickup right there of about 7 yards, Keith, I still think that's dangerous because those defensive linemen are going to try to run upfield. And they don't have to worry about the ball being ran right directly toward them.
7 minutes left on the clock as the officials try to sort things out. Meadowdale home here against Edmonds Woodway tonight. And then they will go out to Glacier Peak, 7 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Snohomish to see how they stack up against the Grizzlies. That's one that always is circled on Meadowdale and Glacier Peak calendars. And then they'll play Shorewood at home, Linwood on the road. Renton comes in to Edmonds District Stadium on October 17th, and then Shorecrest on the road to finish the regular season for the Mavericks. So second down and a long, long ways to go for Edmonds Woodway, and I still do not know what that penalty was about.
Illegal procedure.
Okay. So it helps them out 5 yards. Second down, 23 yards to go now with the ball on the 36-yard line and just over 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Back to pass as Morales has some time. Now almost got caught on the helmet. He'll turn it up and run and knocked out of bounds. Donovan Evans ran him out. A good awareness, a pickup of only 3. And you've got to credit Meadowdale cornerbacks and the defensive backs, those safeties, stride for stride with the receivers of Edmonds Woodway, and that's what cost the Warriors the pass there. Morales had to turn it up right side.
Morales had nowhere to go with the football, which gave time for those defensive linemen to get upfield and close the pocket, which they did. He was able to squirt out and pick up about 3 yards on the play, but they're doing a great job in the secondary, which is attributing to the pass rush and getting to the quarterback.
With 6:55 to go in the second quarter, we'll take a timeout on the Sound Live Sports Network. 7-0 Mavericks over Warriors. Back to third down and 23 for Edmonds Woodway. Morales has 4 receivers. He's going to have to use one of them here. Back to pass, has some time, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle, overthrows Brandon Hogarten. It falls incomplete, and that should finally, and I say finally after 13 plays, and I can't tell you how many penalties on that drive for Edmonds Woodway.
Got protection for Nick Morales right there. He just put a little bit too much air on the football, and Hogarten is 6'4", 200 pounds, so that's a lot of size going across the middle. But if you try to get him to extend up in the air, that's dangerous with the free safety.
Ball knocked in about the 1 yard line. They say it got into the end zone. Good pursuit on special teams by the Warriors, but it goes into the end line. And that's where we'll change possession. Meadowdale will start 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. And now I'd like to welcome in Austin Hilliker. Glad to have you aboard.
How we doing?
Al, right now we got a defensive battle. And it'll start Meadowdale 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line with 6:40 to go. Plenty of time to get a drive together and expand on this lead over the right-hand side. Goes the running back and Rory Spillum this time. 5'9", 175-pound senior. Defense, Austin. It's what we've seen all day long.
Yes, sir. Great pursuit to the ball by the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. They're just not giving up on it. They will not let that sweep outside.
And we'll see if they can hold the interior. Of course, been plagued both teams by penalties right now, and it seems like if you can clean it up, whether you're on either side of the ball, you're going to have some success here in this later part of the half. Second down after the loss of 2. Back to pass now on the little screen under the interior. Malik Braxton gets the catch and the first down after a nice scramble and a great play call.
Hey, halfback screen pass. Defense came to blitz. They picked it up. Well, lineman blocked downfield. Got yourself a first down.
And they've got plenty of time to continue now. Just under 6 minutes to play. 5:50 to go. Second quarter here at the house, the home field of both of these teams, the Edmonds District Stadium, Stadium Jam. It is full. It is fun. Both bands, cheerleader squad. I don't think there's room for a seat in the house right now at Edmonds District Stadium. Here's the little play action. They'll run it out to the left-hand side, and this time Tingstad goes nowhere.
Great pursuit by the ball by these Edmonds Woodway Warriors. Number 3, Nick Venema, he did not. He put his head down and was ready to go.
Venema, of course, a senior. Had a long ways to go to get that one. And now a second down and long, 11 yards to go, down to 5 minutes left on the clock. With the ball on the 34-yard line for the Mavericks. Meadowdale doing a good job of mixing up plays. Here's the play action. Sacked in the backfield, a loss. A 4 on the play, and that just collapsed. And Tyler Reinford, the big man that got there, along with Ali Gay.
Talk about a blitz coming out on second down. They brought the house. Lyman couldn't pick up the blocks. They were just ready to go.
Backside looked largely unprotected. You're lucky you don't have a hurt quarterback right now.
Yes, sir. That could be very dangerous. Taking care of your quarterback is one of the biggest jobs here out on the field. You can't do that. Not much success you can have in the rest of the game.
Caleb Tingstad, of course, the right-hander, facing away from that blitzing linebacker and Tyler Reinford. And he's lucky he didn't go down with a thundering thunk that time. Third down and 18 yards to go. We've said this before. Here comes the blitz, airing out the pass, and it is in and out of the fingertips, just off the outreach stretch of Harrison White, the wide receiver. The junior, about 3 inches from pay dirt and a touchdown.
Hey, a little bit of dive action there, put his hands out, could have had that ball, but hey, a little bit of contact, but hey, it's football. It's why we play the game, right?
Yeah, there's certainly been a lot of it. That inconsequential, according to the referees, and pretty good stride for stride coverage by the cornerback. Brings up fourth down. Nothing aside from punts. Tingstad's 1-yard run, that's it. As Meadowdale boots this one clear. And picked up at the 15-yard line, a run back of 2. And a dangerous one at that, Austin.
A rather risky pickup there by Jalen Nash, the running back, 5'4", like Steve explained earlier. You know, probably want to let that ball bounce.
Don't you?
Yeah, little runaway, call fire, take it away, and get the ball on a safe down. But, hey, he was not having it. He wanted to ready to go.
You know, it's a little reminiscent of Seahawks when you got Earl Thomas back there scaring everybody in the stands.
Exactly.
Warriors do it Nash style. 3:49 to go. First down and 10 yards to go. Edmonds Woodway will start this possession on the 30-yard line. It's been pretty much between the 30s the entire ball game for both teams. A spin and a handoff. Again, trying to wear down that front 4 of the Meadowdale Mavericks. It's just not happening.
Jimmy Brudders, linebacker, 6'1", 210 senior, was there unblocked, made a stop in the hole for a short gain.
Say 2 yards pick up after Nash carries into the pile. Nash, a little bit ground bound, not the biggest guy on the planet, but obviously able to scoot through with that speed of his. He has definitely got that. Second down and 7 yards to go, 3:10, and we've got a penalty marker in the backfield. It'll be a false start on Edmonds Woodway, and you can tell by the reaction of head coach John Gradwell, not pleased.
A lot of laundry on the field tonight.
A lot.
Undisciplined football, that's going to cost your team. Keep backing up. It's going to be 3rd and long, 2nd and long. That's not something you want your quarterback to have.
Especially when you're winding down the clock, 3 minutes and 8 seconds. You're going to have to start getting big chunks now. 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 yards at a pop if you're going to try to get the equalizer before halftime. Brings up second down and 12 after the penalty. Trips on the far side. 1 in the backfield. There's the handoff. Now back to pass. There's that screen pass, and they'll get it to Nick Venema. Ushers forward 6 yards. And it was a great play call, positive yards, but another third down for the Warriors.
An awfully deep drop back by number 16 quarterback for Edmonds Woodway. The ball didn't really get past that line of scrimmage. He got a gain of a few, but he's got to execute that. You got to have the receivers downfield blocking. I just didn't see it out there.
Well, and you're right. I don't think Morales really almost gave away his hand on the screen, not dropping back, looking with wide eyes like he's got a receiver 40 yards downfield, trying to get those linemen right up into his grill. Kind of tipped his hand a little bit. Third down and 5 yards to go. There's play action rolling out to his right. Morales has a man open, caught at the 45-yard line and coughed up. They say Hogarten was down.
Now, to me, he looked like he was down.
And now another penalty flag flies. And you got to be careful with how you sell yourself after a play. That time, I think Nash got it right up into the grill of the defensive back. And whether it was Hollywood style or not, I'm not sure, but you're going to elicit laundry.
Great catch by Hogarten. He kept his eyes on the ball, made a great route, didn't take his eyes off, and did what he had to do.
And the big fella is able to pick up a very valuable first down, but you're going to relinquish the yardage gained because you want to be a little crosstown rivalry when you shouldn't be.
Exactly.
And the personal foul will go against E-Dub and back this thing back up. Another large penalty being marked off now.
And we've mentioned it all night, lack of discipline. A lot of laundry on the field. This is about the 4th or 5th time that we've mentioned it. The referees are having fun throwing the flags around.
So after the play, dead ball, the ball was down after the first down marker. They will give E-Dub the first down. So first down and 10 at the 30. On a personal foul, that's probably the best outcome you could hope for. However, the clock's still ticking. 1:53 to go as Morales turns and talks the play forward. There's play action once again. They go over the top. Hogarten was the intended receiver. However, it was tipped on the play by Jimmy Broders. 6'1", 210, the linebacker had him marked the whole route.
And that's not the first time we've called his name tonight. He's been everywhere. Pass defending, getting up in the lane, in the box, making tackles. He's all over the field right now.
Definitely breaking that one up. And the clock stops at 142 ticks on the big clock out on the south side of the field. Second down and 10 with the ball on the 30-yard line. Edmonds Woodway has Morales in the shotgun formation. Now we'll hand it off. It goes to Justice. Pick up a 1.
Tough by the lineman there. Left tackle not being able to reach his block. If you don't get those blocks on there, your running back's going to end up in the backfield, and that's what happened on that play.
A blocker over there is Thomas Maltovic. 230, 6'1". Big boy.
Big boy's got to move that frame.
Third down and 9 yards to go now. Probably the last drive for Edmonds Woodway, barring some disaster by Meadowdale heading into the tunnel. Back to pass. Morales has a man open on the far side, makes a little skip move, and out past the first down marker, out of bounds to stop the clock, and now we've got a penalty flag on the Mavericks. You've got to watch your head. It's between the ears at this point.
Exactly. I like the pass play. Edmonds Woodway coming to it. They didn't do a lot of passing in that first quarter, halfway through the second half. Now starting to open up that passing game, kind of exploit those Meadowdale Maverick Warriors.
And Austin, I think you're absolutely right. The running game had largely gone by the wayside in that first quarter, and now Edmonds Woodway finding the slot. They go over the middle to Hogarten twice for a big pickup. They hit I can't remember who it was out here on the pass interference play. Kelvin Donkwa, I believe, was the intended receiver. So you're getting positive yards out of your passing game right now. We'll see if they can continue that in the final 55 seconds of this half here. Edmonds Woodway on the Maverick side of the ball, or Maverick side of the field, rather. So, Austin, what does Edmonds Woodway have to do at this point in time? You've got a shrinking clock.
First down, 10 yards to go. I like that screen pass.
We'll see if they go with it here. 4 wide receivers. Morales, another high snap. Pump fakes. Tries to go over the top and will overthrow the intended receiver. I believe that was Nash once again, the receiver down the far sideline. It was. 2nd down and 10.
And it looked like Nash wasn't on the same page as his quarterback there. A little bit of a pump action. He seemed to stop. Ball kept going. Incomplete pass.
2nd down, you only have 6 ticks off the clock in that play, though, so you're not badly wounded by airing it out. Might as well take a strike. Again, 4 wide receivers, lone in the backfield. And back to pass is Morales. And they'll give it up to Nick Venema. Has some running room. And manhandled to the deck after an 8-yard pickup. Warriors continue to move the football, but the clock also continues to move.
Venema, great concentration there, keeping his eyes on the ball, bringing it in, giving his team a solid gain of about 7.
.22 seconds to go. There's the pass. First down and run out of bounds. Josh Gradwell with the reception.
Gradwell, smart play there, getting the ball, catching it, getting out of bounds, giving his team time, set up the chains, and survive another day on 1st and 10.
8-yard pickup brings up the first down, and now you're going to have to really be aware of clock management. 16 seconds to go here in the half. Edmonds Woodway, their first real threat in the ball game today. And they have to do it on a short clock. This time they go with a 2 wide receiver set. 2 in the backfield. You've got to imagine they're going to pass here. Play action. Didn't fool anybody. Morales has to step up and hang on. And now without any timeouts, you're probably walking into the locker room. Can they get the ball spiked? 2, 1. And they say no, time expires. 1 second is what the Edmonds Woodway Warrior coaching staff is asking for right now, and I didn't see the difference there, Austin. It's close.
It looked like about a half a second there. It was a close call. It could go either way.
There is no time on the clock right now, and they will erase the remaining second. And everybody heads into the locker room. Defense, defense, defense. That's the hallmark of the first half of play between the Meadowdale Mavericks and the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. Mavericks with a 7-0 lead right now as they head into halftime. The Action Jackson halftime show is right around the corner. We'll be back. You're watching the Sound Live Sports Network. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mount Lake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger. And thank you for watching.
Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. 7-0 Meadowdale on top of Edmonds Woodway in a defensive battle that certainly will be decided the way these two teams are playing in that second half of football. And I'm joined right now by Deb Anderson, the executive director of the Foundation from Edmonds School District. And I have to look at my little cheat sheet here because the name has changed just a little bit, Deb. So explain first off what you are doing and why the name change.
Well, we were the Public Education Foundation and then the Edmonds Public Schools Foundation. And in January, we merged with the Alumni Association in the district, and we went through a rename and rebranding process. And through that, we came up with our new name, the Foundation for Edmonds School District. We launched our new brand in August, and our new website is foundationesd.org.
Outstanding. So now one of the things is it's kind of an important time of year for you
important.
folks. You've got here coming up on Saturday, a pretty big event planned. Explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's Saturday, October 4th. It's our 6th annual Celebrate Schools 5K run and walk. It's at Alderwood Mall, starts in front of Lowe's Theater, and it's an out and back, so it goes out onto the interurban trail and then comes back in front of Lowe's Theater. Its registration starts at 7 a.m. on Saturday, October 4th, and the race starts at 8. We'll have a children's fun run before the race, and then our drum lines from all 4 high schools will be there battling it out for a $500 gift card for their music program, and then we'll have an awards ceremony following that.
Wonderful. And you don't have to be like me in the best of shape to take part and to help out on the run. Is that correct?
It absolutely. Walk it, bring your pet, bring your stroller. It's intended to be a community event. The city of Linwood has adopted it as an official City of Linwood festival. So come out, join us. We'll have lots of children's activities, lots of games, things for people to do, and it'll just be fun and a great way to support our schools in the district.
What is the best way, if folks are watching Sound Live Sports Network right now, to get involved, first of all, with the organization?
Well, contact me. My email is foundation-ed@edmonds.wednet.edu. You can go onto our website, foundationesd.org, or you can contact me at our office, 425-431-7260.
And I'm sure if you can go to myedmondsnews.com, all that information will be posted right there. It'll also be available on all of the My Neighborhood News Network sites, so make sure you check that out. Now, if I want to lace up, if I want to get the sneaks on and get down on Saturday, what do I have to do?
Well, you can pre-register. So for adults, the price of registration is $25 until October 2nd. So you can hop online and register. For kids, the price doesn't change. Or you can come down the day of and register the morning of the event. Yeah.
Outstanding. Great way to get out, enjoy what little summer we have left. It's supposed to be great. Great weather the rest of the week until Saturday, October 4th is the game. Is
2
the
weeks.
time.
It's in
2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm praying to the sun gods that we still have sun in 2 weeks.
All right. Deb Anderson, thank you very much for always stopping by and saying hi. And one of the beauties of Sound Live Sports Network, you missed any of that information, make sure you go on demand. You can go back, check it out, rewind it 2 or 3 times, write that phone number down. You can always go to myedmondsnews.com and take a look there. All the information will be there right there for you. Deb Anderson, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, and a great ball game that you get to watch tonight.
Absolutely. It's interesting. A lot of penalties back and forth, so it seems a big defensive game, so we'll see how they do the second half.
And right now you're getting a little bit of the natural sound in the stands, because they're having the great yell-off, part of the rubber chicken match between the 2 rivals, Edmonds Woodway and Meadowdale. We'll explain some of that when we come back. Deb, thanks again for being on the Action Jackson halftime program. Meadowdale leading Edmonds Woodway 7-0 at the half. We'll come back with some analysis in just a second. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
On purpose letting this one go a little bit so we can hear everything that's happening down below us. The great scream off, I think, is about as accurate as a description as you need at this point in time. Stephen McGrain, who joins me on the Action Jackson halftime program. Listen to him go.
I just wish the stadium was like this all the time, every single game, but this is special.
Holy smoke, and it's sustained. So the whole purpose of this is, and we've tried to explain this at various degrees of success over the years, but Edmonds Woodway and Meadowdale, crosstown rivals, have a little something going called the rubber chicken match, Stephen. And it really boils down to basketball, where they actually launch rubber chickens at a target. But they also have various events over the course of the school year, and each sporting event, when they play one another, has some little quirk to it. And the one for football is the scream off. And it usually the winning team who yells the loudest, gets to throw the all-important cream pie into the face of the other school's student body president.
And it looks like that unlucky recipient is going to be the Edmonds Woodway student body president.
I think for the second year in a row, Meadowdale has won.
What a great tradition, though.
But it's certainly got enough fun, enough different that it never tires. And that's exactly what a crosstown rival should be.
You go from a scream off to throwing a pie right in somebody's face. I mean, you don't see that very often, especially at the high school level.
And if you remember right, the last time Deb Anderson was up here, it wasn't necessarily the rubber chicken, but Steve Willits and I had a little wager on the Mountlake Terrace Edmonds Woodway game. And Steve was shorn to his skull in that contest. And now we're getting ready to do the all-important pie in the face. But we got a lot of football yet to talk about, and I don't know what just happened.
I think they just reversed it, that Woodway won the scream off.
And now we have a whole lot of dissent among the fans in navy yellow, or navy and white over here to our right in the Meadowdale stands. But we got some football to talk about here. That's the entire reason we're under the lights at Edmonds District Stadium tonight. Stephen McGrain, and 7-0 so far. It's been a good football game, but it hasn't necessarily been a clean and more disciplined with all the penalties that have happened.
No, Woodway and Meadowdale's defense started out fantastic. The offenses on both sides couldn't get anything started, and really all it was Malik Braxton's run on the far side of the field, going from left to right, that really got them in scoring position, and they were able to punch it in after that. I like the way Caleb Tinkstad has played in this game, coming in for J.P. Roughton. He's settled down and done a great job. They haven't really found, and this is kind of a scary thing for looking forward to the second half, Charlie White, their main receiver, he's 6'3", 225. Meadowdale hasn't even targeted him, or they believe they have 3 times, but he's caught 2 of them. And then on Woodway, you got to get something going. That offensive line has to get some protection out there, or else 7-0, it's going to turn out to look like that game from 3 years ago where Edmonds Woodway won off of a made field goal. The final result, 10-7 Woodway.
And it could easily come down to that, the way these two teams are playing. I think it's also important when we had Austin on here in the second quarter, how important the development of the passing game for Edmonds Woodway was. They ate up almost 8 minutes of clock in that final drive they had. And largely it was through the air where they found success. What are they going to have to do to capitalize and to keep that success going in the second half?
Well, it all starts on the interior, on the offensive line. Got to get some protection. And then if you give your quarterback, Nick Morales, time, he's 6'2". He can see over the offensive line. He can see downfield into the secondary. He's been a 2-year starter at safety, so he understands the defensive schemes against a passer like him. If they can get him some time, look downfield, maybe do some bubble screens, get in your playmakers' hands, make them make a move against the defense, they're going to get some progression going towards the end zone, but it all starts with that offensive line and if they can get protection for their quarterback.
The bands are cooking, the stands far from empty, even at halftime. I can't even imagine what the concession stand looks like at Edmonds District Stadium. It's Stadium Jam, Meadowdale on top of Edmonds Woodway. We'll be back on the Action Jackson halftime program in just a second. Stay tuned.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
The Allstate Insurance Agency of Jeff Smar is a proud sponsor of Wesco Athletics. Located in Northwest Bothell, Jeff's office services many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mill Creek. Contact Jeff for a quote at 425-949-7103 or email jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Action Jackson halftime show. I'm Stephen McGrain with Austin Hilliker. Austin, there was a lot of penalties in that first half. There was a lot of mistakes out there not catching the football, making the most of your opportunities. With these two teams running out there, getting set, prepared for the second half of football, what should they fine-tune and kind of sharpen up?
You know, really, I'd like to see them pass the ball more, both teams. I'm seeing a lot of running. I'm seeing a lot of laundry on the field. I'm seeing a very undisciplined players playing right now. I think they'd be able to pass the ball, get your team going, get them fired up. Hey, first down, second down, create a drive here.
You just mentioned the fact that there was a lot of passing in the game, which was a fault for Edmonds Woodway because they couldn't get any pressure they couldn't get any protection, for their quarterback, Nick Morales. What are some of the play calling that head coach John Gradwell can do so that he's able to get his quarterback either outside of the pocket or shore up that off interior?
You know, one of the best things I think you could do with the passing game is starting your offense is running those bubble screens. Get the ball outside, deliver them to the slot receiver, give him enough room, catch some blockers by your wide receivers, and make a play. The running game seems to be a little slow. The D-line, the Meadowdale D linemen are making a great effort on pressuring that quarterback. Getting the ball outside on those bubble screens could work well.
And then as we transition to the Meadowdale side on offense, they got a lot of playmakers that we saw in that first half. Malik Braxton, Rory Spillum, you got that quarterback and Tinglestad, and then the receiver, Charlie White. If you're Woodway on defense, how are you able to keep those guys in front of you?
You know, I think that almost Woodway needs to copy what Meadowdale's doing. Pressure the quarterback. I'm not seeing a lot of blitz. Maybe some zone blitz, some read blitz. Being able to pressure your quarterback, get him out of his comfort zone, and make him make a play right there. Stepping those DBs back, setting 5 in coverage, 6 in coverage. I would like to see more of that. A little bit more passing game by Meadowdale, see if Edmonds Woodway can back up, guard it. If not, we'll see how it goes.
It's a little tough to start going to the passing game for the Mavericks with all that running room that they are able to have, though. So We're going to take another quick break here on the Action Jackson halftime show. When we come back, we're going to have second half action between the Meadowdale Mavericks and the Edmonds Woodway Warriors.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Getting set to kick things off to start the second half on the Sound Live Sports Network. Presented by Shoreline Community College. And it really has been about mistakes in the first half. Stephen McGrain, Keith Neely with you up here in the press box, but it may come down to a turnover, 1 or 2, before things are done here that proves to be the outcome.
There's a couple of times out there in that first half, a pass was overthrown towards the secondary and the safety just didn't have his hand up to make a play on it. Some tip passes out there, and then obviously the undisciplined football with the flags. But if someone puts that ball on the turf and the other team can recover it for great solid field position, that could be all it needs, especially for Woodway to tie it up, or Meadowdale to get some sort of points and extend this lead.
The oohing and eyeing you hear in front of us is a mascot off. Not entirely sure what that means. But the mascot's dueling below us on the track. The kickoff goes to Malik Braxton, still on his feet. Somehow, some way, manages 2 yards on the return. And Meadowdale will start 1st and 10. And the ball will be placed on the 22-yard line.
It's a big opening drive for the Woodway defense. Are they going to play like they did in the first half, being a little timid, kind of a little scared, mainly making sure that they did the right job, or are they going to total release and run around and play free football?
2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, twins to the far side, one on the near side, lone set back is Braxton. He'll take the handoff and is immediately met in the backfield, stopped for a loss. 2 Warriors in on the play. Led by big number 47, Ali Gay.
Ali Gay was in there, and then number 72, Tanner Caraco pushed that right tackle upfield, and that's all that Miller was looking at. And then Ali Gay from the other side was able to bring him down. Great flow and running down the line of scrimmage by that backside defensive end for the loss.
I think that's your answer on the defense.
Yeah.
If that's a statement on 1st and 10, I don't know what is. 11-13, we're just underway, second quarter. 7-0 lead. Back to pass as Tingstad. He'll leave that one short. And if Venema is able to turn around in time, that's pick 6 all over the place.
Once again, though, he was behind his receiver. He was looking at him the entire way. And Nick Venema just 2 days ago had fluid drain from his tonsils. And they said that throughout practice this week, he was mainly just going to play on one side of the football. But that just goes to show how big of a rivalry game this is and how much it means to these players.
Certainly, I don't know what's all involved in draining one's tonsils, but I'm sure it didn't tickle. And that kid is out there on the field giving it everything he's got. 3rd down, long 3rd down. Pocket breaks down, sacked in the backfield. And Tyler Reinford, the big outside linebacker, busts through the backside once again to pick up the sack, his 2nd on the evening.
The play was set up to be a sprint out to the left side, the far side of the field for the Mavericks. And basically all that happened was the near side defensive end went upfield. The defensive tackle who was lined up on the guard went down towards the center, and nobody blocked Ryanford, who went home free straight to the quarterback, Tingstad, and brought him down for the loss.
3 and out and another punt. Nice high beauty. Taken into the 50-yard line, bobbled there, then picked up. They'll have to try to outrun the Gunners. Steven Buonto, the gunner down there for the Mavericks, to make the stop. After the Nash catch, no return. And Meadowdale will give way to E-Dub, who has 4 drives, 3 of which have resulted in punts. 1 ended the half.
And E-Dub's defense just did exactly what they needed to do on that opening drive in the second half. Force a 3 and out, give the ball to your offense. Now it's the offense's turn to see if they can put some points up on the board.
Right at midfield, first down and 10 yards to go, 10:17 to go third quarter. And the bootleg out to the right-hand side. Morales will throw it away wisely.
Keith, you touched on it in the first quarter, or the first half as in general. The secondary for the Mavericks is doing a great job of getting into the receivers of Edmonds Woodway and not letting them go, keeping them in front and not giving any open avenues for Morales to throw to. The defensive line didn't really do that big of a job of flushing him out right there. That was just a design play call, but he had nothing downfield. The receivers have got to give open for their quarterback.
2 receivers set now, lots of cushion by the defensive backs. They'll hand the ball off, a little counter. It's Chance Justice on the carry. Starts left, moves right, picks up 6 yards. And that'll bring up third down and 4.
Just a simple handoff straight up the middle. The right guard center did a combo block to the backside linebacker. And then right there, the tight end was on that side, a combo block with the tight end to the other middle linebacker, and picked up a nice game for Edmonds Woodway.
Big third down for E-Dub in their first possession of the second half. Twins on the near side. Here's the pitch out. Goes around end, has some daylight, picks up a block. It's Chance Justice to the 30, 25, near the 20-yard line and out of bounds. Justice showing off his speed around left end. Picks up an incredible block by Gradwall, the right receiver.
Toss play to the outside, had number 55 lineman, and I'm going to give him a shout out right here, even though it doesn't happen very often. Logan Lambert getting to the outside, getting up through the hole, and making a block downfield, which extended Justice even further down the field. Like you mentioned, Gradwall, and also number 43,
That's
Jalen Nash.
That might have been Nash out there, not Gradwall, that picked up the block. Nonetheless, first down and 10. Here's Justice once again on the carry. Hits the pile hard, but right into the stout linebacking core.
He's down to the 19-yard line.
19-yard line is where the ball will be placed.
Look for the Warriors to continually try to get the ball in their playmakers' hands out in space. The beauty of that last play that extended for about 15 yards downfield is you had the ball in the playmaker's hands, and he had some space to work with.
Second down and 8. Back to pass. There's the swing out. Ball's incomplete, a little skip off the turf. And it is Garrett Walsh that busted through there to put some pressure on Morales.
Morales, 6'2", as we mentioned, 6'2". Garrett Walsh, the defensive end on the far side of the field, 6'3". So for a tall quarterback, you got to extend the ball even further over his outstretched hands. He did not do so. Garrett Walsh didn't even get a push since he knew it was going to be a quick pass.
Second, third down conversion attempt now by Edmonds Woodway. They were successful on the first one. Here's the little swing out pass. Caught by Ryanford, the fullback. And he is past the first down marker, down to the 10-yard line. Ryanford coming out of the backfield, little swing pass. Was very, very patient setting that play up.
He got it to his receiver's hands. Once he was able to get out there, the outside linebacker stayed home. But number 4, Josh Gradwall, laid another great block. It's kind of a crack black on the outside linebacker, extending Ryanford even further upfield.
First down and goal to go. The sticks are down on the far sideline. You've got to punch it in here on 4. spinning around, hands the ball off. Reinford once again out of the backfield, puts that big frame forward to pick up a 5. And the Warriors are chewing it up near the end line.
For the Warriors at running back, we've seen Nick Venema and Chance Justice. More speed backs, more need open space. But with Reinford back there, they got some size, and he can lower his shoulder and run some people over, and that's why they're able to move the ball downfield.
Reinford 6'1", $185. Different style of back for sure. And you're going to get a steady diet of him right here. Once again, the handoff into the end zone. E-Dub, touchdown.
I guess it took the second half, Keith, for Edmonds Woodway to find their game plan. Give a daily dose of the pill to Tyler Reinford, and he will take you to the promised land. Great job of relying on your bigger back to go in the teeth of that defense and cross the goal line for a touchdown.
8 plays, 50 yards, Tyler Reinford. Big bam boom into the end zone, 5-yard scramble, and busts things clear. We are tied, pending the PAT here. Get a little ahead of myself. You got to put it through the uprights. It's high school football. That's not a guarantee. The snap, the kick, and it is through. We are tied. 7 apiece. Stadium Jam is alive. We'll be back on the Sound Live Sports Network.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
The Allstate Insurance Agency of Jeff Smar is a proud sponsor of Wesco Athletics. Located in Northwest Bothell, Jeff's office services many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mill Creek. Contact Jeff for a quote at 425-949-7103 or email jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Edmonds Woodway ties things up with 7:40 to go in the third quarter, and they do it with Tyler Reinford. Every play got his number called, pretty much the bulk inside the 30-yard line.
Night and day execution between that first half and that opening drive in the second for the Warriors. Wide receivers are making blocks. The linemen are getting around on their pulling, getting blocks downfield. Just everybody's contributing to the success right there on that drive.
Long high kick gathered in at the 5-yard line. Braxton nowhere to run. And that's where it will end right there. And you can tell the momentum has shifted. Edmonds Woodway is light on its feet on the bench right now.
Warriors are fired up right now. Now, the biggest thing with that first half were the penalties and being undisciplined. You don't want to get any cheap calls right here. You relied on your feet. You want to keep the momentum, but play smart, fundamental football, and it'll carry you through until your offense gets the ball back.
A 5-yard return will put the ball on the 9-yard line. 1st and 10, Meadowdale. Caleb Tingstad still in the shotgun formation under quarterback. There's the handoff, and it is a run over the left-hand side by Spillum. And you got to be careful about diving into the pile. Edmonds Woodway, you mentioned discipline, almost uncorked the penalty flag here in the second half.
Just an unfortunate blitz by the right side linebacker, middle linebacker for the Warriors. He went on the opposite side of the center, leaving a wide open hole for Malik Braxton to run through. So then the other side linebacker, number 21, Anthony Schlegel, had to fight across and flow for the tackle.
6:57 to go. Second down and short. There's the first down, and we're still on his feet. They're running back into the pile. Spillum once again. And his second carry picks up 12, 13, 14 yards in 2 carries. Caraco on the stop for Edmonds Woodway.
The Mavericks going back to the running game, handing off to Spillum and Braxton, the running back by committee with those two in the backfield. and they're doing a great job of moving the football down the field on just 2 plays, picking up the first down.
Ball spotted on the 26-yard line. Tingstad now will hand off once again, and tripping over his own feet almost was Rory Spillum. He started off in the clear to his right and just got tripped up, went right to the turf.
He went right to the turf, and when he looked up after getting that handoff, number 44 of Edmonds Woodway, Spencer Schultz, was untouched going between the tight end and the tackle on the right side of the offensive line, and he didn't really know where to go, and he ultimately just fell to his feet, but it was a great job of getting through that interior offensive line.
Boy, he doesn't fall down on his own. He's going to be punished by Spencer Schultz. No question about it. 5:57 to go, 2nd and 15 now after the loss. And Tingstad will hauler over to his right to his receiver. Almost fumbled the snap there, and the ball in and out of the intended receiver, Malik Braxton, who has gone from running back out to the flanker on the left side.
I just think that offense wants to get as many playmakers out there at a time as possible. So they might switch. Next time we may see Spillum out there at the wide receiver position and Braxton in the backfield. But the more weapons you have out there for your quarterback, the more dangerous your offense is.
Braxton played the majority of his snaps in the game against Mount Lake Terrace at wide receiver a week ago, although has been a very good running back the last couple of seasons. So it is very interesting. You mentioned athleticism. That kid full of it. Back to pass now. Tingstad. Pocket drops. Steps up. Fires away. Caught near the first down marker. And the ball on the ground. And I think the intended receiver, Harrison White, was able to pick it up after dropping the ball to the turf. Harrison White ran a very crisp route, wide open, and gets near the first down marker.
Nice job by Tingstad. Feel the pressure coming upfield, step up in the pocket, and deliver a strike. He was a little behind Harrison White. White was able to hold on to it, though, but a nice job of staying calm and moving up in the pocket.
4th down now. We'll bring on the punt team for the Mavericks. Nash is the deep man once again for E-Dub. We'll see what he does. There's the little rugby-style punt, and it's shanked. And Edmonds Woodway Warriors will run away from it. And it will be down by Stephen Buonto. That kid gets downfield in a hurry. 2nd and 3rd time he's been down there first, almost before the football. No return. Edmonds Woodway will get the ball back. They had their best possession of the football game during that last drive. 8 plays, 50 yards.
Look for them to go right back to it. See if Tyler Ryanford is in there at running back, and keep on putting that battering ram straight up the middle of the defense of the Mavericks.
E-Dub starts on their own 30. There's the little flick out. And once again, you just talked about Garrett Walsh coming through the last time, this time a batted pass. And 6'3", and you put the extenders up, he's 7'8".
Well, it's one thing for a defensive end to rush upfield on a quick pass and just kind of keep on trying to drive the tackle. It's another thing if he's good enough to drive upfield and then jump and try to bat the ball down. It's an added element that the quarterback has to worry about, and when he's 6'3", it makes it that much tougher.
2nd down and 10 for Morales, who goes under center, twins to the far side, pitch out, comes to the short porch. They'll have to turn it up, and that's a tough play for a running back.
Excellent job by the linebackers and defensive linemen. Once again, Garrett Walsh flowing down the line of scrimmage, extending the play all the way till the running back had no more room to go, and the best option he had was just to go out of bounds.
After the run out into the comfy confines of the Edmonds Woodway bench, they get no forward momentum. And we'll go back 3rd down and 10. Morales. Play action. Rolls out to his right. Man open. Hogarten picks it up at the 40-yard line. Is dropped like a sack of spuds a yard short of the first down.
I like what Gradwell just did right there. You had your smaller back move into the fullback position, and then the only guy who's having success running the football, Ryanford, he was at the running back position behind the fullback.
4th down and 1. And this is important because a week ago, a similar situation, at Kamiak was not successful. And it ended up being the difference in the ball game. We'll see if it's just a hard count attempt. Morales steps back, talks to his running backs. They pack the box. Here's the handoff. Around to Reinford. He busts through. 50-yard line. Down to the 40. First down. Reinford on the move. That kid can pack a wallop.
Nice job by the far side right tackle and tight end, opening up the hole against the defensive end and middle linebacker that they did a combo block up to. And then after that, Reinford getting through the hole and just running all the way down for a first down. All you needed was one, but he got much, much more.
How about the call? 4th and 1, you did not have success a week ago. You go right back at it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. Gutsy, gutsy call. First down and 10 on the 40-yard line. Edmonds Woodway with the pitch to Reinford. Breaks one tackle, gain of 1, if that.
Number 10 for the Mavericks, safety Donovan Evans flew up there. The senior probably had an idea of what the Warriors are going to run at him. Just Reinford straight up the middle, and he flew up from his position, showing some explosiveness and bringing him down for no gain.
Meadowdale defense certainly has played outstanding basketball. I'm already a season ahead. Football. Garrett Walsh probably doing the most damage for the Mavericks. 6'3", 245. He's your anchor. 5-yard penalty on the false start now.
Well, he's able to flow with the football, to extend it all the way to the sideline, get pressure on the quarterback. And we definitely already talked about twice, jumping up and getting his hands in the way and the vision of Nick Morales. And he's been everywhere on that field. He's on the far side defensive end position, so let's see if they run away from him or right at him.
Edmonds Woodway have owned most of the clock here in the third quarter, down to 2:41. Back to pass. There's the swing out. Nash with the catch. Picks up the first down. No, he'll be short by 2 yards. Crosses the 30-yard line. Let's see if they give it to him. Very positive spot. It got behind the players. They will be a first down. That's a big pickup.
Mature catch and run by Jalen Nash. Only a 5'4" sophomore catching the football, turning upfield, seeing the two Mavericks right there. Couldn't really extend it much further. Save the clock and get out of bounds.
2 minutes and 27 seconds left on that clock in the third quarter. Handoff. Straight ahead. It was Chance Justice on the dive off the left tackle. A pickup of 4. Second down.
Just looked like he kind of stumbled going right across the line of scrimmage. And Keith, I'm amazed to see the difference between the energy of the first half Warriors to the second half. They're moving the football down the field with ease, just like they did on their last scoring drive.
9th play of the drive for the Warriors. They started on their own 30. Back to pass. Over the middle, caught and dropped. Right into Nash, right into the kitchen. And he couldn't hang on. That would have been another first down for Edmonds Woodway, and Morales looks a lot more comfortable now than he did in that first quarter of football.
Well, they're getting him out on the outside, giving him some more time with sprint outs and also those quick 3-step drops, just trying to do hitches with the receivers or even you see the running backs doing some swing routes off to the right side. That time it should have been a catch by Jalen Nash, but he'll probably get another opportunity and capitalize on it.
Third down and 6 yards to go with the ball on the 26-yard line. Morales in the shotgun has 3 receivers. High snap. Blitz is on. Pass over the middle. Has a man open. Hogarten. Touchdown, Warriors! The blitz was coming, and had that been a second later, Morales was in the turf.
So I don't know if Morales felt that. Sprint out to the right side. Nick Neely, the corner on the near side, had the blitz. That was his backside too. Morales throws it up, lofts it into the air. Number 85, Brandon Hodengarten, 6'4" receiver for the Warriors, was behind number 36, Jimmy Bruders. Never got his head around to see the football, but if he did, it could have been a pick. Never did though. Hodengarten caught the football in the end zone. And once again, Keith, night and day from the first half.
The kick is through. Edmonds Woodway takes their first lead of the ball game, 14-7, with 1:36 to go in the third quarter. Stadium Jam, everything is advertised. We'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
Edmonds Woodway goes ahead with 1:36 to go, and I don't know what Coach John Gradwell for Edmonds Woodway talked about in the locker room, but it may be one for the ages. Drew a blank after the first 2 quarters of football here tonight against crosstown rival Meadowdale, and now looks like he's got everything going on, including a 4th-and-1 success in some pretty dangerous territory to keep the drive alive to even get you there. Braxton takes it in, has a hole, gets to the outside, could be trouble. Braxton around the 50, now it's the 40, and knocked down at the 30-yard line. Malik Braxton with a huge pickup on the return, and Meadowdale comes right on back.
Right when the Meadowdale Mavericks have 2 offensive series, their first 2 of the second half, they both settle for punts. If they needed a chance to get any sort of momentum back in this third quarter, that was what they needed. Malik Braxton taking it out, running from the left side, cutting it back to the right, and extending it all the way down to the 28-yard line of the Warriors. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Mavericks.
First down and 10. Tingstad calls for quiet from his fans in the stands, and Rory Spillum picks up 2 on the carry, and that hushes the Meadowdale faithful just a little bit. Well, Reinford with the stop.
Especially with the side of the field that they're on the right side of the 50, and that's where the student section and family and friends are on that side of. So when they're loud, it's going right at that offensive line and the line of scrimmage. So that's why the quarterback had to quiet him down. Great flow by those linebackers, though, for Edmonds Woodway, only holding Malik Braxton to a 2-yard pickup.
Braxton setting up this series with the 57-yard return, and now big gain on second down, heads down to the 10-yard line of Edmonds Woodway. Braxton, extra little something in the gas tank.
Number 51, the center, Bailey Walsh for the Mavericks. The defensive tackle went to the left side, and that's not where the play was going. It was going against on the left guard and the center's hip. And since he went that way, he was able to go upfield and take out the linebacker for the nice pickup of first down.
Braxton once again gets a huge haul, still on his feet. Gets down to the 2. That was Spillum on the carry. And he uncorked an 8-yarder.
This offensive line and running back for the Mavericks are starting to get their swagger back a little bit in this second half, coming to the conclusion of the third quarter, and it will be.
And that will be the end of third, but we're setting it up nicely as we head into the fourth quarter of play here at Edmonds District Stadium. Edmonds Woodway, the visitors, on top of the home Meadowdale Mavericks by a score of 14-7. We'll take a break, come back with the final frame in just a moment on the Sound Live Sports Network. Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com. Meadowdale Mavericks trying to get the equalizer and the answer after Edmonds Woodway went 50 yards in a score. Actually 70 yards in a score in their last possession. It took them almost 8.5 minutes. Not Meadowdale.
Talk about a drive there. I didn't see one pass play in there. It's running the ball, playing smash mouth football, knowing you're running up the gut, going after it, play after play.
They've got Spillum in the backfield behind quarterback Caleb Tingstad, and now we've got a timeout. The officials want to talk things out. But as long and as methodical and thought out as the Edmonds Woodway drive was, you strap the rocket ship onto Malik Braxton, a 57-yard return. That sets up things in an instant for the Mavericks.
In a football game, there's about 4 to 6 game-changing plays. That right there was one of the biggest plays of this game, bringing the ball down towards the 30-yard line and making a big play.
And they continue to make them. Braxton on a run. Now he hand the ball off to Rory Spillum a couple times, and you're sitting nicely at the 3-yard line. You can get a first down. If Meadowdale gets down to the 1, you get to change the downs over for a fresh set. So a lot of opportunity now, and it really puts some pressure on the Edmonds Woodway defense. First play of the fourth quarter, and it is Rory Spillum into the end zone. Mavericks with the touchdown. 3-yard scramble over left end. Rory Spillum cuts it up once and into pay dirt.
Talk about great perimeter blocking there by the outside tackle and the wide receiver and the slot. Each getting to their man, locking on, being able to bring that ball into the end zone for a score.
Waiting the PAT here at Edmonds District Stadium, and that'll electrify the Meadowdale crowd off to our right. And that will tie things up with the PAT, 14 apiece. One play into the fourth quarter here at Edmonds District Stadium. We are knotted at 14 apiece. We'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
The Allstate Insurance Agency of Jeff Smar is a proud sponsor of Wesco Athletics. Located in Northwest Bothell, Jeff's office services many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mill Creek. Contact Jeff for a quote at 425-949-7103 or email jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Four plays, 30 yards. Rory Spillum over left end for the 7 points that tie this thing up. 14 apiece and a big old boot for a touchback. Edmonds Woodway will start 1st and 10 on the 20. Punt, 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 half. That was the first half possessions of Edmonds Woodway. You open up the third quarter, you go 8 plays, 50 yards for a touchdown. 9 plays, 70 yards and a touchdown. What's Edmonds Woodway going to have to do here?
I'm looking to give that tight end a ball again. Number 85, Hodengarden. Want to give him the ball. He's already got 1 touchdown. Let's see it happen again.
11:56, first down and 10 yards to go. Morales back to pass. That's exactly what they do. They go up top. The intended receiver was Kelvin Donkwa, who had been targeted once before and was able to be the beneficiary of a pass interference call. They got E-Dub close. Their only time they were close in that first half. This time incomplete.
Now, Keith, despite the incomplete pass, I really like how Edmonds Woodway is really attacking downfield, pressing these DBs of the Meadowdale Mavericks vertical. Maybe this might open the lower passing game, medium to short routes as well.
Second down and 10. Morales now under center, spins around, handoff, straight ahead. Gain of 3. Chance Justice with the carry. They go back to the 1-2 of Justice and Venema. The Mavericks, that interior line, that's going to win you some ball games right there, the way they are stout and in control of the line of scrimmage. And another third down for Edmonds Woodway. 7 yards to go. 3 wide receivers. And now Morales will ask for the football. Rolls out slightly and has a man downfield. Lets it fly open and knocked away. Neely with a beautiful pass defense on the intended receiver, Chance Justice.
Talk about a play right there. What a defensive play by that defensive back. He was ready for that ball. He almost looked like he had that interception in his hand. Good thing he batted it down, survive another day.
He doesn't get there, and Justice is gone. But this time, Nick Neely, wide receiver 5'9", 175-pound senior, comes up with a big pass defense. And Edmonds Woodway, 3 and out, will give it back after the punt. Braxton is back. There will be no return as Edmonds Woodway will down it about the 35-yard line.
This game, Edmonds Woodway haven't really given their those Meadowdale Mavericks, Malik Braxton, haven't really given him a chance to return that ball yet. Put the ball out of bounds. It's been awfully quiet over there.
Well, the only time he did return it, on the last drive, 57 yards.
Yes,
There's
sir.
probably a reason. I certainly wouldn't kick it to the kid. First down and 10, the ball spotted on the 35-yard line now for the Mavericks. Able to get into the end zone on their last possession to tie things up. 10:44, wow, what a ball game. This is just fun. I hope you're having a good time as we carry you along here. Second down after the pickup of 2. Spillum once again behind Tingstad, gets the handoff.
Meadowdale still staying with that running game, not wanting to press the pass game at all yet. Keeping it quiet, playing smash mouth football. I think both teams know the running game is there. Who can execute better?
And talk about execution, we're kind of lamenting all the penalties in that first half of play. Really been quiet so far, and we have yet to have a turnover in the ball game. There's the handoff left-hand side now. Spillum picks up forward momentum of maybe 3 yards.
Great pursuit of the ball by the Edmonds Woodway Warriors. 11 whole green hats. Getting to the ball, making the play, putting the Meadowdale running back on his back.
And that'll bring up third down. 9:47 to go. Keith Neely, Austin Hilliker with you on the Sound Live Sports Network. We hope you're having a ball. We are. Third down. 5 yards to go for the Mavericks. High school football, some of the best. There's the pass, the swing out. It's caught. It'll be a first down. Harrison White, we've seen him before. Picks up a huge gain of 14 yards and the first down.
That cushion was unbelievable. Number 19, Harrison White, wide receiver, 6'1", 145, junior, had a cushion like no other, 15 yards from that DB.
Two wide receivers, one in the backfield, and now hand it off to Spillum. Big hole, gets 10 yards and another first down. Spillum showing no signs of fatigue. If anything, the kid's getting stronger.
Great execution by the Meadowdale Mavericks. Being able to spread the ball out on the last play, bring the ball outside with a pass, be able to run up the gut on the next play. Great play calling by the coaching staff.
14 yards, 10 yards. Chains are moving each time. And that one actually short. They spotted him a little bit short. And now Spillum has to just dance and do a little pirouette in order to tiptoe across the first down marker. A little bit of confusion on the handoff, I think, Austin.
Yeah, a little breakdown there with the offensive line as well. It looked like they maybe thought the play was going out, swinging out to the right. Halfback cuts it back into the left. Be able to get the first down, though.
6th play of the drive for the Mavericks. They started on their own 35 and now near the 35-yard line of the Warriors. 8:21 to go in the ball game. Mavericks have scored once in the quarter. Looking to do so again. Back to pass. Tingstad has a man open, caught and dropped. Chance Justice applying pressure. Evans, I think, heard some footsteps.
Yes, he did. Great pass by Caleb Tingstad. He was there, ready for the ball, put the ball on the outside shoulder of the wide receiver. Just got to come up with that catch there.
Yeah, I believe it was a catchable ball. Evans just lost control. It would have been a first down and brings up 2nd down and 10. Here's the run again by Spillum. Picks up 2 this time. It'll bring up a long 3rd down.
Going back to that previous play, Tingstad throwing that ball for the from wide receiver standpoint, knowing that DB is going to come down crashing. He's behind you. He's 5 yards behind you. You know he's going to come down. Being able to keep your eyes on that ball, bring the ball in, secure it for the team, get that first down, or at least get some supportive yardage for your quarterback to come out the next play and get another first down.
And a guy who knows, Austin Hilliker, wide receiver for the Lutes down at PLU. Thanks for being part of our broadcast. We're having a great time having you here.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Meadowdale, as we mentioned, will be done with Edmonds Woodway tonight, but then they got to go on the road and play Glacier Peak at Veterans Memorial Stadium. So 2 very tough back-to-back weeks for the Mavericks. Edmonds Woodway coming off a loss to Kamiak 28-21 in last week's ball game. We'll get past Meadowdale one way or another. Win or lose today, go on and play the Hawks of Mount Lake Terrace. 8 p.m. here at the stadium. The Hawks will be the visiting team. UW will be the home team, and you can watch it right here on the Sound Live Sports Network. Steve Willits and I will both be here for the call, along with big Stephen McGrain alongside. 7:41 to go, 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Man in motion. They'll hand it off. Penalty flag, and now it'll fly. It'll be incomplete. We'll see what the hankies are for. There were, I think, one covering every quadrant of the football field around the 30-yard line. There were penalty flags everywhere. So somebody obviously made some mistake, and I didn't see it.
Despite those flags, I really like how coaching staff is kind of opening up their play calling system here. Malik Braxton being able to throw the ball, not being able to just run the ball and catch the ball, getting out there on that jet sweep, double pass. You know, it seemed like a little bit of confusion by those wide receivers. Toss the ball up a little high, but that laundry doesn't help as well.
Have not seen an indication yet as to what the infraction is about. We'll sort it out. The play would have been incomplete and brought up 4th down. It is a false start against the Mavericks. It will be declined, and that I anticipated.
And like you said before, a lot more flags in this first half. It's kind of unusual to see that flag here in that second half. A little bit more disciplined football here. It's a little bit better.
Time, it matters right now. 7:36 to go. You can't afford to shoot yourself in the foot. And every drive, every possession you're able to get away from your opponent matters hugely with a tie ball game knotted at 14. 7:36 to play. 3 wide receivers for quarterback Tingstad. He's got Spillum in the backfield. Back to pass is Tingstad. Looks out, has a man open, and overthrows the entire student body about the 20-yard line. And Edmonds Woodway will get it back on downs.
Tough throw there. Looks like Tingstad saw his receiver in that open zone, a little bit zone drop defense by the linebackers of Edmonds Woodway. Not able to complete that pass, but we'll see what happens the rest of the quarter. Still 7:31 left.
Clock management crucial at this point in time. And 2 coaches that know how to work it. Head coach Mike Don for the Meadowdale Mavericks. John Gradwall, head coach for Edmonds Woodway. And they're both looking at a clean slate with 7:31 to go. Two wide receivers, Morales under center. He'll spin out. There's the kick. It'll hand off to Reinford. He'll try to bust through. Hurdle, and still on his feet about the 40-yard line. They'll throw a penalty flag down as Reinford goes over the top. And we'll see what this is about.
Talk about an athletic play by Reinford right there. Seeing there's 8 men in the box, still being able to bounce it outside of that left side, hurdle of a guy, and still pick up good yardage for this team.
You got the track coach in the stands. You look at him for the 110 highs right now, don't you?
Exactly.
And we've got an injury on the field.
Tyler Ruby still down on the field for Meadowdale.
And I thought Tyler Ruby is who I heard announced. I haven't seen number 40's jersey, if that is indeed the junior linebacker. And they're taking their time. A bit of a cluster in the 3A South standings. Linwood, the surprise at the top of the pack, having won only one game last season, now 2-0 heading into league play. And did Linwood win tonight? Asking our executive producer Teresa Whipple, no is the answer. So they fall to 2-1 on the season, 1-1 in league play. Glacier Peak was who they played, so Glacier Peak gets the win and vaults over the top of them. They are perfect 3-0 overall, 2-0 in the Wesco South 3A. And then there's a bit of a logjam. Meadowdale, Edmonds Woodway, Mount Lake Terrace, and Shorewood all 1-1, although Shorewood falling to Mount Lake Terrace today, so it gets jumbled. But we're first game in the league play, and you like to get the W. It can really move the outcome, swing it your direction over an entire season. And boy, tough to draw a crosstown rival in game number 1, the opener for league play.
Doesn't really get much bigger than this. Crosstown rival, like you just said, rivalry game. Emotions are high, stands are filled, everybody is ready to go.
And we are yet to be ready to go here on the field after they get Tyler Ruby off the field, the injured player. That is who was down. And he seems to be okay, although they have taken his helmet off the side of the field there. So I don't know if usually you'll sit out a little while if the training staff has your helmet. So after the penalty, personal foul penalty, your first down and 25 to go with the ball on the 19-yard line. Back to pass, the swing out, caught by Nash at the 25-yard line and out of bounds. So they recover half of the penalty, a pickup of 6. And you got to get a little bit back. It's still a very costly penalty.
They're playing it safe there. The Edmonds Woodway Warriors are kind of taking those short routes. Nash has been, we've called his names quite a few times throughout this game. I'll be able to get that 5-yard out route. Not enough to still pick up that first down, but a small chunk of yardage for his team.
At what point in time with the 6:31 to go can you take the safety harness off, take the training wheels off? Do you start really lighting it up? Play action, Morales out to his left. He'll tuck it and go. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and out of bounds, but it'll be 3rd down. But 3rd down and 10 instead of 3rd down and 18.
Morales able to show his legs there, be able to throw the ball and run the ball. Dual threat quarterback.
They say he went out a yard short of the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd down and 11. Morales trots back into the huddle after getting the play call from Coach Gradwall along the sideline. With the ball on the far side of the field, the far hash mark, that's a bit of a run-in on the play call. 6:15 to go in the ball game, tied at 14. Edmonds Woodway with the ball, 3rd down and 11 to go. Morales under center, will spin now, little counter play action, and they gets out of the pocket, flushed out a little bit. Now we'll just throw it away, and wisely had Hotengarten open right about the 1st down marker. I'm not sure he saw him, Austin.
Just like I was about to say, Hotengarten has been a big part of this offense, be able to get that touchdown last quarter. Morales is looking for him. Double coverage, that tight end. Big boy, big body, not hard to miss, but not able to complete that pass to him.
And now 4th down, you can bet E-Dub will punt this thing clear, and they've got Braxton, a very dangerous Malik Braxton, back in coverage for the Mavericks. Here's the punt. It's short. We'll see if it's returned. Edmonds Woodway with good field coverage. And that will be downed. And Stephen Buonto got knocked to the turf, was asking for a flag. I think it was pretty tic-tac. And we'll see what Meadowdale can offer up. We got a football game here at E-Dub. .5:53 to go, 14-all is the score here under the lights at Edmonds District Stadium. On the Sound Live Sports Network, Keith Neely, Austin Hilliker, Big Stephen McGrain. Enjoying the sights and sounds. They hand the ball off to Spillum. 2 yards in to the pile. Spencer Schultz and Tyler Reinford on the stop for the Warriors, brings up 2nd down. 7 yards to go. A pair of junior linebackers making hay for E-Dub in Schultz and Reinford. And now the handoff once again to Spillum, and he'll be dropped for a loss. Guess who? Haven't seen big number 27 before. Who's that guy?
That's a great play there by Tyler Reinford.
Tyler Reinford getting the ball on offense, making the stops on D.
6'1", 185 junior, ready to come into play.
3rd down. 8 yards to go. Loss on the play. Big 3rd down for the Mavericks. Caleb Tingstad takes the snap, drops back, has some pursuit. Screen play is on, and he will not get the distance. Anthony Schlegel stepped up from that safety spot, got the first hit on him. Tanner Caraco also in on the tackle for Edmonds Woodway, and it'll bring up 4th down. At this point in time, 4:16 to go. You're probably playing it safe, Austin. You can't afford to give it right back. 4th down and 2 is a danger at the 38.
Especially in your own territory, looking to punt the ball here. Smart call by the coaching staff to see what Edmonds Woodway can do with this.
How often in high school football is the team that holds the football last end up winning the football game?
Jeez.
I bet it's better than 50%.
Exactly.
You got your blowouts, of course, but in games like this, boy, I think it comes down to it. Aren't you going to want to be the coach that has the pigskin with a minute left?
Yes, sir, that is true. For these players, growing up, little kid in the backyard, this is kind of what you dream about. You know, you got less than 4 minutes left, tie game, rivalry week, and you want that ball in your hand. I want to see who's out there to be able to make a play. I'm really looking to see if tight end Brandon Hogengarten, 6'4", 200 senior, can make a play out there.
Running game largely stalled due to the interior line prowess of the Meadowdale Mavericks, but Edmonds Woodway finding some success through the air, and of course they had Tyler Reinford bust through the center with a couple of big holes. There's a turnover, a fumble on the play, and Meadowdale showing they have it, and they do. We thought it might come down to a turnover. There's the first one of the ball game.
Looked like a tough exchange there from Morales, trying to get back and hand the ball off to his running back. Wasn't able to fully secure that ball. Ball shot out, picked up by the Meadowdale defense.
And you can bet we're going to see some Rory Spillum on the ground right now, the ground attack, trying to wind some clock down at the 25 yard line. They put it on the 24, 1st and 10. 3:38 to go in the ball game. 2 in the backfield. Spillum will take it in. Gets a big block from his fullback and knocked out of bounds.
Just looked like the Edmonds Woodway, great pursuit to the ball there. Spillum not able to pick up too much, about a gain of 4, I think it is.
Brendan Davis, the normal punter and kicker for Edmonds Woodway, getting the tackle there.
Quite the athlete, is a little versatile.
2nd down and 9 yards to go. You get 3 and out, you probably get a ball back with about 2 minutes to go. You light up your 2-minute offense if you're Edmonds Woodway. If you're Meadowdale, boy, a 1st down right now certainly feels nice.
Yes, sir.
2nd down and 9, man in motion. That's Harrison White. He sets up on the far side. Another man in motion. Here comes a Braxton, and Spillum ends up with a handoff after a little trickery, trying the little fly sweep through Braxton. And they hand the ball off to Spillum straight ahead. A pickup of 2.
Stout defense by the Edmonds Woodway D-line. Be able to make great pursuits of the ball.
Especially with people flying all over the backfield like that.
Yes, sir.
Had a fly sweep going. You had play action. You had a man in motion.
Not much more Spillum can do there.
And now we've got an injured Maverick being helped off the field. And a penalty marker down on the far side I did not see before. And that will back up the Mavericks. Ouch.
Tough right there for the Mavericks. Almost looked like they could have been in field goal position, now being backed up. Long 3rd down for them.
Brett Schaefer, the senior kicker for the Mavericks, not aware of his range, but certainly out of it at this point. 2nd down and 22. There's the handoff around the right-hand side. Spillum still on his feet. Gains about 8 before he's knocked to the carpet. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long. 22 cut perhaps to 15, but still a long 3rd down. Where do you go here?
Well, don't get me wrong here, being that a biased approach of being a wide receiver now, I really want to see them pass the ball. Now, I understand Spillum, great athlete, but you got to get the ball out there. It's 2 minutes left in the game. You got to get down the red zone.
Probably don't have a lot of chances after this one. If you don't make it here, you got to hope for overtime or another turnover. Edmonds Woodway turning the ball over there on the fumble on the first possession of the first play of the last drive. And now they go with almost the safety blocking offense, and they'll just run Spillum straight ahead. Only one wide receiver on the far side. They were going to run the whole way.
Now I'm looking at this here, and it looks like the ball is about on the 27-yard line. Edmonds Woodway made that great stop there. Meadowdale, I believe, just called a timeout.
Timeout on the field. We will take one ourselves with 1:30 to go here in the ball game. We are knotted at 14 apiece on Stadium Jam. You'll want to watch the last $1:30 coming up on the Sound Live Sports Network.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
Brett Schaefer on the field for the Mavericks. It'll be a 45-yard attempt for the senior. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up. It is good! 45 yards for Brett Schaefer. And the Mavericks take the lead with 1:25 to go. Holy smoke.
That was a kick right there. That ball led it 10 yards deep into past the pylons there.
He could have had a 55-yard.
That could have been an easy 55.
Wow. You couldn't draw this up any better coming into the game, into the stands tonight, if you tried. And it's not done. A minute 25 to go. 17-14. Meadowdale on top of Edmonds Woodway. Wow.
I'm still in awe by that kick. That was amazing.
Schaefer looked stone cold.
He's got ice running through his veins.
2 steps back, 3 steps to his right. Money.
Wow.
2 deep now for the Warriors. Nick Venema is back there along with Jalen Nash. And you're going to need a decent return here. There's the kick. And there will be no return. 80 yards is what it's going to take to get it done if you're Edmonds Woodway. John Gradwell yanking on the shirt tail right now of starting quarterback Nick Morales, and then with a shove heads into the 1st and 10 huddle of the Edmonds Woodway Warriors, and you can bet there's a little extra right now on each and every Meadowdale Maverick on defense.
Yes, sir. With all these factors adding in, this is going to be a great drive.
Morales takes the snap, pitch out. They'll go straight ahead, no gain. And the 2-minute offense, they'll hurry it up. Morales trying to settle things down. They need to get the ball snapped here. 1:09 to go. After the pickup of 1, 2nd down and 9. Morales now calls for the ball, snap. Now back to pass. There's the pass. It is caught by Hodengarten, and out of bounds he goes near the 45-yard line. We are not done.
Just like we talked about, tight end Hodengarten was wide open. He had that DB trailing behind him. Great move to get him open. Step out of bounds, stop that clock. I believe he stopped the clock. Is it still running?
54 seconds remain in the football game. Down by 3. Edmonds Woodway with the leather. 1st down and 10 yards to go on the 45. Play action. Morales back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket to his right, and will throw it away. And that will be a penalty in the backfield. Intentional grounding.
Tough call there. I thought it was a clean throw by Morales. He got flagged for that.
Intentional grounding, and that'll hurt you. Loss of down, and they'll back you up. Smart move to get rid of it. You had some pressure, but you got to find a target downfield.
You know, Morales keeps targeting Hodengarten. I'm wondering if any of these other wide receivers are going to step up here, make a play, knowing that Hodengarten might be double coverage here. So we'll see how these other wide receivers step up for Morales.
2nd down and a short drive to Meadowdale to go. That's a distance. 25 is how they mark it out. 39 seconds to go on the clock. E-Dub running out of bullets. Morales takes the snap in the shotgun. Back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket, has to get rid of it, and fires it out of bounds. Had Nash open and didn't see him underneath.
Tough play there. Nash looked like he had about a 10-yard cushion from the next DB, Malik Braxton, but Morales just didn't see him in time.
Or didn't see him at all, and that will bring up a long 3rd down. 2 more plays guaranteed for Edmonds Woodway, but they've got a long, long ways to go. 25 yards till the 1st down marked at the 45 inside Meadowdale territory. Meadowdale fans to their feet, sensing the W. Pump fake, screen. Here comes the run upfield. A pickup of about 15 and a timeout. Edmonds Woodway has 1 left, Meadowdale 3 left. But the most important numbers on the football scoreboard right now is 22, the time left in the ball game.
Yes, sir. Keith, like you just said, think of about 10, 15 yards, but you still have another 10 to 12 yards still to go. I'm kind of curious about what this fourth down is going to be.
Well, and you even get the first down, what are you going to waste getting there? An intentional grounding penalty is looming large right now.
Now for Edmonds Woodway, these receivers knowing down and distance, being smart football players, knowing that they have to get at least 12 yards. So breaking their routes at about 15, coming back to the ball and still be able to get that first down and out of bounds. Smart play by them.
Comes down to this. If you're an Edmonds Woodway fan, 4th down and 12 with the ball on the 43. You've got to get to the 45-yard line for a first down. 4 wide receivers, Morales in the shotgun formation. And now a penalty flag stops the clock and gives you 5 back.
Wow. Like we talked about before, first half. Slightly undisciplined play. That D lineman there.
And you can hear the hush fall quickly over this Meadowdale crowd off to our right, realizing just how important that could have become.
Number 99, Garrett Walsh, the DN who looked like he jumped there. 6'3", 245 senior. Kind of an unusual play by a senior especially. You can see him there slapping his helmet a little bit, knowing what he just did. See if he can bounce back from that play.
He's been the steady Eddie for this Maverick football defense. When you make a mistake like that, very rare. Still 4th down. And we've got a timeout on the field. We're not going anywhere on the Sound Live Sports Network. And the officials want to talk things over. The referee, Tim Stern, tonight. And it is a Meadowdale timeout. And what are you going over right now if you're a Maverick?
Right now, for the Meadowdale Mavericks, I'm being a smart football player, knowing where these sticks are for the Edmonds Woodway receivers to be able to get that first down. Being able to drop at least 4 or 5 DBs back in that zone, let nothing get past you, but also know where that first down marker is so there's nothing gets out of bounds or past that first down line.
4th down and 6. Do you worry about the home run ball right here?
As of right now, I would not. I'd be able to cover that line on that first down, that 45-yard line, which what they would need. But maybe putting 1 back, as we see number 1, Nick Neely, senior. I would really like Edmund Woodway to be able to get that ball to that 40-yard line and come back to the ball.
Here we go. 4th down, 7 yards to go. Morales in the shotgun, turns around and looks at the scoreboard. Takes the snap, rolls out to his right. They're going down, they've got Hogarten. There's the pass, caught and out of bounds. Josh Gradwell with the reception, first down E-dub, and the drive is alive.
And Keith, talk about Josh Gradwell, wide receiver 5'8", senior. A senior move there, bringing his route past the chains, bringing it back, being able to be there for his quarterback while he had pressure from the D-line, able to make a great play. Bring his team
get out of bounds. Absolutely, get out of bounds, Austin. Huge discipline there, knowing the situation, but you've got 14 seconds on the clock. The ball at the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for Morales. Calls the play with 4 receivers. Everybody in the stands is up. Rolling out to his left. Picks up a block, looks downfield, and it is caught and out of bounds. They say he caught the football at the 12. 17-yard line, rather. Is Nick Venema. No, Josh Gradwell. Josh Gradwell again with the catch.
2 catches in a row. Talk about a senior move, being able to be there for his team in a clutch moment like this. This is huge.
6 seconds on the clock. You may have 2 strikes to the end zone. 6. 17-14, Meadowdale. Edmonds Woodway needs the score to win the football game. And a timeout, Meadowdale. They are down to 1. Edmonds Woodway does not have a timeout to stop the clock at this point. You got 6 seconds. It's probably long enough for a strike to the end zone. It's probably not long enough for 2. Do you take the short route, try to get out of bounds, and then set up the final?
See here, you got 6 seconds, 6 seconds left, like you just said. This is a very, very tough situation for the coaching staff. Knowing that the quarterback has seen some openings in that defense, be able to get the ball like we saw with Josh Gradwell, being able to catch the ball out of bounds. He has been a clutch guy for this team. I honestly might be able to give one more chance to this offense, but we'll see what happens.
First down and 10, but it doesn't matter. You got to get 17 yards and score the football. You're going to try a field goal. You're going to try to tie this up. Brendan Davis with the attempt. Here's the kick. It is up. It is no good. A penalty flag is down on the field. One second shows on the clock, but there is a flag down.
Now it looks like the kicking team for Edmonds Woodway is still out on the field. They might be able to get a second chance at this. I'm not sure.
Holy cow. I've run out of scratch paper. I got nothing left.
Talk about a nail-biting game. This is down to the wire right here. Referees are talking it over.
The penalty flag was straight down the middle of the field at about the 15-yard line. It has since been picked up. And now we'll hear the indication from referee Tim Stern. And they want to get this right. Personal foul against Meadowdale.
Wow.
15 yards and a first down with the ball on the 6-yard line. And Brendan Davis will get another chip shot. And a timeout. Once again, Meadowdale trying to ice the kicker Davis. John Gradwell, head coach for Edmonds Woodway, not known for going to the kicking game, and has some confidence in Brendan Davis right now in order to try to get it done and tie this ball game up at 17 apiece. You've got 1 second on the clock. It was Brett Schaefer from Meadowdale that even got us here with a 45-yarder to go ahead 17-14. And now it's the kicker for E-Dub and Brendan Davis. Kick is up. And it is good. We are tied at 17. It's bonus football at E-Dub. Stadium Jam continues on. Holy smoke, what a ball game.
Not many second chances you get there in life, but Brendan Davis taking that second chance that the Meadowdale Mavericks gave to him, capitalizing on such a great opportunity there for him.
We're going to stay right here, but I'd like to give a shout out so we can keep it here to our sponsors. Wesco Football on the Sound Live Sports Network is presented by Shoreline Community College. Also presented by Action Jackson Plumbing, Red Onion Burgers, and from the Allstate agency of Jeff Smart. And this is one you're going to want to go back and watch again.
Again and again and again and again.
Keith Neely, Austin Hilliker, Stephen McGrain for the ride. And a ride it's been, Austin, especially in this second half. These two teams, after a defensive battle, a very nonchalant, penalty-plagued first half.
Yes, Keith.
Have come out with some execution, great play calling, and a fun football game.
Yes, sir. Like you said, doesn't get much better than this here. Great stand, great fans, great play of football here. But as we talked about in that first half of that game, the laundry, the flags, the referees are throwing flags every now and then in that first half. Seemed like it was almost over in that second half, and almost end the game there by the Meadowdale Mavericks to draw a flag again.
Oh, I already had Brett Schaefer as my player of the game. He was in stencil on the free T-shirt that we give out by Red Onion Burgers. I have to say, Brett, sorry, man, we're starting over. Brendan Davis with the equalizer after missing the first kick comes back and ties this ball game up. That's pressure. The senior answered, and we are tied at 17 apiece.
But like they say, it's not over till it reaches triple zeros there. 1 second left on the clock for him to kick that field goal. Made the most out of his opportunity, and we're going to OT.
So here's how overtime works.
So now we go to the Kansas tiebreaker situation. After the coin toss, they will put the ball down, I believe, on the 35-yard line. And you will have a regular series, not just 4 downs, but a regular series in order to score. If you score, your opponent gets the chance in a similar fashion to go 35 yards and see if they can score also. And that will continue until we have somebody with a higher score than the other after an even series.
And I'm curious now, knowing the success that Morales had in that last drive, if they're going to stick with their ground game or let him throw the ball a little bit.
Coin toss has been made. The captains are on the field. You want to play defense first in the Kansas Styles tiebreaker, because you know what you have to do once you get the ball back. Do you have to score a touchdown? Will a field goal win it? Can you afford to take a chance? Well, that's interesting. Win the toss and decide to go on offense.
You don't see that very often.
Not at all. Got some confidence, and perhaps you feel like you've got some momentum.
Exactly. Little momentum coming from that last drive there. Trying to continue it in an OT.
You have two very pointed huddles happening on opposite sides of the field. One gathered around head coach Mike Don for Meadowdale and has since broken up. The other one alongside head coach John Gradwall. And they have yet to break that one up. And after a quarter of football being played like this, you can imagine that there's some fatigue going on right now, especially in the trenches.
A little curious there to see if maybe some substitutions might be made. Looked like the D-line was there a little tired there, but looks like they're sticking with that first team defense.
Meadowdale starts first, having won the toss and electing to take the ball on offense. 2 wide receivers, they hand the ball off to Spillum, and he is immediately stopped for no gain, a loss of 1.
Talk about making me eat my words right there. The D-line flying to the ball, showing that they are not tired at all, ready to play football and try to win this game for the Edmonds Woodway Warriors.
Spencer Schultz for Edmonds Woodway runs over and gets the defensive call for the Warriors. And Caleb Tingstad now comes in and gets the play call for the Mavericks. No time on the clock, it's irrelevant. Second down, all you care about is downs and distance. There's the swing out pass, it's caught at the 20-yard line It's short of the first down by 5. So 3rd down and 5 yards to go after a 6-yard pickup on the play.
Great catch by Malik Braxton, able to secure that ball, turn up, grab a few yards. A little curious on his decision to cut it back inside. You got 11 other defenders coming at you. Why not kick that ball outside, maybe get a few extra yards? But hey, 3rd down, 5 to go, able to hook it up for his team.
You got to get 5, although after watching kicker Schaefer, 4th down, you may want to just pump 3 in.
That ball could be on the 50-yard line.
The way he kicked the last one, it absolutely could be. 3rd down, they hand the ball off straight away, short of the first down. Pickup of 1 is the spill 'em run, and now you've got a decision to make in the house of the Don.
And you sit here and you wonder, you almost have a, I don't want to say guarantee, but it's a highly likely chance for Schaefer to kick that field goal through. Looks like that's what they're about to do, keeping the offense off the field. Schaefer's got his bright orange cleats. Looking fancy out there.
And a big boot. That left foot packs a wallop as he takes 2 steps to his right. A 37-yard field goal attempt for Schaefer. He's already hit one from 45. And that one is up, and it is through.
Another successful kick by Schaefer, coming through for his team, be able to put points on the board. Now kind of curious how that Meadowdale defense is going to respond to this almost momentum-building Edmonds Woodway Warrior offense.
20-17. In the overtime period, the first overtime, Meadowdale strikes first. Edmonds Woodway needs the field goal to tie and continue the tiebreakers, or you punch it in, you're done. You win the ball game. So 1st down, same situation. Ball placed on the 25-yard line, my mistake, not the 35. 25-yard line. 2 wideouts on the near side. Gradwall and Hohengarten. 2 in the backfield. Play action. Play out to a very sure-handed Nash, who has proven himself as a wide receiver no matter his size, is up near the first down marker. And they say he got it, 10-yard pickup.
Morales being able to recognize that mismatch that Nash out on him. Very, very, very fast. Nash out on an outside linebacker. I'll take that matchup 10 out of 10 times.
Now we've got a timeout as a Maverick is on the field. So now things get a little interesting. You're probably getting close to the kicking range for Brendan Davis, the Edmonds Woodway kicker. But you got a first down. Obviously, you're going to take the 3 you're given.
Kind of curious here. I would almost expect them to run the ball a little bit more, knowing that this Meadowdale Maverick defense looks like little hands on the knees at the moment.
Stephen Wanto, the man that runs off after being down on the deck. He's been down on the carpet a couple of times tonight, but has made his way back into the ball game each time. Glad that young man is okay. First down and 10 yards to go. Ball on the 15-yard line. 3 wide receivers. Shifting off to his left. Morales will play action once again. Once again, they go to Nash, who drops the football at the 10. And a penalty marker down. And I think that'll go against Blake Jackson, the defensive back.
Blake Jackson, 5'9", 160 senior, able to make a great play, stop Nash from catching that ball. It looked like he had a little bit of extracurricular activity, swinging his hands around, trying to mimic the ref's motions.
Meadowdale fans not happy at all about the call, especially after the drop football. And they may have an argument. And they will call it a personal foul face mask penalty. And that will go against Meadowdale. So you will mark it up. I believe it'll only be a 5-yard face mask, and that's exactly what they have. And that tended to quiet the crowd just a little bit. A little more palatable is a face mask 5-yarder than a personal foul 15er that might have ended this ball game. First down, 5 yards to go. Ball on the 10-yard line. Meadowdale leading by 3, 20-17. In the first overtime period, Morales has 2 wide receivers to the far side, turns around and talks to his running back, Nick Venema. They pitch the ball out to Chance Justice, who gets into the pile about 2 yards in. Second down.
Great pitch out there, being able to keep the defense true to what they've been doing all game. The Mavericks are showing a stout run into the ball, tackling the running back as good as they can do. I'm kind of impressed right now.
Did not score in the first half. Edmonds Woodway blanked. 7-0 is how it ended after 1 period of play, and we were tied at 14 at the end of regulation. Actually 17 at the end of regulation after trading some exciting field goals. Back to pass is Morales, rolls out, has a man open. Oh, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Josh Gradwell, who had come up big up to this point. And the pylon unearthed.
Gradwell there, senior, being able to push his route far enough into the end zone, just too much, be able to come out of bounds. Feet quite didn't come back in, not be able to get 2 hands on it. Third down.
Big third down. They're all big. This one probably one of the bigger of the game. Gradwell and Nash, the receivers on the near side. Justice and Venema in the backfield behind Morales. Third down and 3 with the ball on the 8-yard line, and now it'll be 3rd and 8. The right guard, right tackle, I believe, for Edmonds Woodway missed the snap count, and that'll back it up. That changes the outcome of the ball game just as much as anything does, because now you might be back in field goal range that is a bit questionable.
Very much so. We're talking about disciplined football. Seeing a slight breakdown here in OT.
3rd down and 8. Usual suspects for Edmonds Woodway. Back to pass is Morales. Rolls a little bit to his left and throws it out of bounds. And he'll be lucky not to have an intentional grounding on that one also. And the kicking squad will come out. Brendan Davis has the tee in hand.
Knowing that he's got to make
the tee in hand, it's high school.
Knowing that he's got to make a big play for his team here. Made a big one, sending his team into OT in the first place here. See if he can do it again.
Matching wits with the feet, and now things might change completely. It is an intentional grounding penalty. And head coach John Gradwell wants to go out and talk things over, is not pleased, met the official out at the numbers.
Tough call there. Looked like he was trying to target Hogengarten, his tight end. He was about 15 yards away from that pass. I could see where the refs is getting that call, but it's kind of a late call, a little discussion.
No penalty immediately. It came in after the play had been blown dead. And now you're going to try to... And John Gradwell wants a timeout, but was not given a timeout, and now finally asks, and the clock already stopped, but the play now will go to 4th down and a long, long ways. 2 straight penalties for Edmonds Woodway has taken him out of a very good situation to a very bad one quite quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here. We know that he has the leg to be able to kick this ball. I'm just kind of curious on whether or not he's talking over with his team right now if they want to try to put it in the end zone with the offense. If they want to throw the ball.
20-17, Meadowdale on top of Edmonds Woodway in the first overtime period. The last 6 Meadowdale points have come from kicker Brett Schaefer. Schaefer, a senior, 5'9", 165.
Talk about the electricity in the air right now. Doesn't get much bigger than this.
And Edmonds Woodway will go for it. 4th down and 21 yards to go. You can bet this one is heading to the end zone. And we've got a timeout on the field. Meadowdale wants to talk their defense over, and what are they chatting about now, Austin?
Really, it's almost that prevent defense that you need to send at least 4 DBs in the end zone to be able to cover. You know you're going to probably have man coverage out on your slots and your wideouts, and also having that zone coverage by your deep DBs. Meadowdale has to make sure that they cannot let any ball pass them. They let that big Bowden guard, number 85 senior, get past him. Morales throws a pass up. It could be a completely different ball game.
You're going to want a key on Hodengarten for sure, and you're going to want to put your leaper on him, whoever that is.
And on defense here, I'm really looking at Malik Braxton sitting here pumping up the crowd. I feel like he could be the one Morales is going to target here.
Nick Neely has certainly played his safety position stellar tonight. Going to want to see how he plays this pass, and you know they're bringing the big bodies to try to pressure Morales. 4th down and 21. This one is for the Marbles. High snap. Morales back to pass. And he'll sack, and the ball game is over. Timothy Smith and Garrett Walsh were the men to get there and sack Morales for the win.
2 seniors making a huge play at the end of the game, able to come up from their team huge. Meadowdale comes out with a win.
The final in overtime, 20-17. Meadowdale with the win. 2 wins apiece for these teams in 4 years. And it never ceases to amaze me at how great these football games are.
An amazing game. Came down to the very, very end. A few calls there, a lot of flags, but hey, rivalry week, I like it.
We'll take a break on the Sound Live Sports Network. 20-17 the final as the handshakes are being made at center field. Meadowdale with the win over Edmonds Woodway.
Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Are you a whiz in filmmaking? Do you want to become extraordinary in filmmaking? Then come to Shoreline Community College and work with Shoreline Productions, where you will learn to transform your work in teams of working professionals and students to create enchanting effects such as green screen, text animation, and so much more. So come to Shoreline Community College, where you can mystify and dazzle in filmmaking.
People assume quality car insurance has to cost more. People assume too much. The truth is, drivers who switched to Allstate last year saved money and got better protection. So get the facts, because you know what they say about people who assume. They pay more for car insurance than you and me.
The Allstate Insurance Agency of Jeff Smar is a proud sponsor of Wesco Athletics. Located in Northwest Bothell, Jeff's office services many areas including Linwood, Edmonds, Bothell, and Mill Creek. Contact Jeff for a quote at 425-949-7103 or email jeffsmar@allstate.com.
Welcome to Northwest Best, brought to you by Smart Service Subaru. Here's your host, Mike Halsey.
We're back at the Red Onion in Mountlake Terrace, and I'm with the owner, Sean, and the food here is absolutely terrific. The burgers are made with 100% beef, made to order with fresh ingredients. And you're involved in a lot of community projects.
Yes, Mike, we are. With the help of our loyal customers, we're able to give back to our community. Such as we take 100 kids shopping with cops and join us for our terrific Tuesday fundraisers. Join us
at Red Onion Burger.
And thank you for watching.
Hey sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the Westco Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the Westco Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the Westco Conference.
Welcome back on the Sound Live Sports Network. A thriller in overtime. 2017, the final. Meadowdale takes one from Edmonds Woodway in Stadium Jam. Keith Neely along with Austin Hilliker. And I don't even know where to start, Austin. I guess we start at the beginning.
Yeah.
A pretty sloppy first half. Things weren't quite in cue for either coach. A lot of penalty flags. Strangely, no turnovers. And you go into the locker room, Meadowdale with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, we like you mentioned, we talked about through the game. A lot of penalties, a lot of undisciplined play by both teams, not just Meadowdale or Edmonds Woodway. Seemed like it almost got fixed in the second half, and then that play at the end by the Meadowdale defense to be able to bring Edmonds Woodway to be able to kick that field goal, send it to overtime. And now we're bringing up, we got great plays here, great Brett Schaefer, great kick. You don't can ask much better for that.
It was all set up. The heroics, the strangeness, the crazy, the overtime by turnover by Edmonds Woodway with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the football game, and that set up the tying or the go-ahead kick with about 2 minutes to play by Brett Schaefer, the kicker for the Meadowdale Mavericks. Then Edmonds Woodway would come right back down, go pretty much the length of the field to set up a field goal. Apologize, our microphone there. And would kick a field goal in order to go into overtime. From there, the Kansas City offense, Meadowdale would step up first and punch up another 3 on the board, and you had a 20-17 score. And then after the stop, a penalty later, you've got yourself the ball game. And now we'd like to welcome into the ball game right now the guy who got it done, the kicker for Meadowdale Mavericks. We'd like to welcome in Brett Schaefer, our Red Onion Burgers player of the game. And Brett, not often in high school football is the kicker standing up here next to the broadcaster saying hello to everybody. First of all, say hello to everybody. Hello. And get that mic up next to your mouth. Tell me what was going through your mind on that first kick, a 45-yarder. Did anything go through your mind?
Well, when you're a kicker, you just want to stay calm. And we do those kicks all the time in practice, so just saying that's the same kick we do every day. It's the same kick, just in a game, calm myself down, and it went in.
Did Coach Don or any of the other coaching staff, did they talk to you? Did they say anything to you when you stepped up for that big kick?
They were just like, I got faith in you. So if they believed in me, I knew I could do it.
Kickers wait all their lives to have an opportunity, not only to go in and kick a huge field goal in order to tie a ball game up, but end up with the game winner. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty great, yeah.
So you've had a couple of tough games. You went up to Lake Stevens, you dropped a tough one, then you come and beat Mount Lake Terrace in another really good ball game.
Yeah.
Edmonds Woodway, kind of a different beast. Talk about Stadium Jam and what this cross-town rivalry means.
Well, it's just the crowd gets into it, and we always know it's going to be a close game because all sides are just pumped up, and they just really want to win because it's the crosstown rivalry, and for the next year, you have the bragging rights for the win. So, yeah.
Now, I do have to ask, Mr. Schaefer, these shoes, is it in the shoes, or can you do this on an everyday basis? Right?
I did buy new cleats. My old ones broke in the terrace game, so I had to go out and buy them, and I guess they're working good.
We could spot you from halfway across the field over there. You're looking good.
Yeah, thank you.
Neon Day Glow Orange is the order of the day for our Red Onion player of the game, Brett Schaefer. We're going to do the honors here, and this is our player of the game T-shirt. And the first kicker to receive the Red Onion Burger player of the game, Brett Schaefer, 2 large kicks, 1 45-yarder in order to go ahead and make things interesting for Meadowdale, and then the game winner that sent Meadowdale to a 2-1 record against crosstown rival Edmonds Woodway. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
You betcha.
All right, go Mavs.
Brett Schaefer, the Red Onion Burgers player of the game for tonight. Red Onion Burgers, thanks for helping out all our streaming Friday Night Live broadcasts. They also have us on the big screen at Red Onion Burgers. Thanks to everybody watching down there in Red Burger Land. We appreciate everything you're doing. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast. And let's just wrap things up real quick. Edmonds Woodway, nothing to hang your head about.
They did very well. Crosstown rivalry, as we talked about, hung in there to the very end. Few calls that could have gone either way. Like we talked about, 4 to 6 plays that really changed a game. We had that kick. We had a kick return. We had a few penalties down there. Could have been a totally complete different game, but, Meadowdale came out on top.
Nick Morales, victim of 2 intentional grounding penalties. One of them at the end there, maybe a little bit iffy. I'll have to go back. I didn't necessarily see where the receiver was, but you end up with a chance to learn. If you're head coach John Gradwell, what are you talking to your senior quarterback about when it comes to grounding?
Well, I'm going to focus on practice this next week on being able to make smart plays, going back, watch through film, going out and practice and be able to actually execute these plays in a certain way, knowing when you're not going to intentional ground, being able to find receivers when you can, maybe switching up a few plays, a few routes to where you have an open receiver, or changing the blocking scheme a little bit so you have a little more time to throw the ball. But those intentional grounding penalties can really hurt a team, as we saw, and we hope that next week they can be able to fix those.
Meadowdale comes out on top in Stadium Jam. They will travel up to Glacier Peak next week. Another tough ball game at Memorial Stadium in Snohomish to face the Grizzlies. Edmonds Woodway next week. Let's see, where are they? They are, I believe, here against Mount Lake Terrace. The Hawks come into Edmonds Woodway. They will have to face the 1-2 Edmonds Woodway Warriors. The Hawks themselves also 1-2 on the season. So, what a wild one. There's nothing, no other way to state it other than it is crazy. You're going to want to at least go back and watch probably the last quarter, if not the last half of football here on the Sound Live Sports Network. Of course, we'll have the game on demand immediately following this contest. 20-17, the final here in 1 overtime. Edmonds Woodway falls to the Meadowdale Mavericks in the Crosstown Rivalry Stadium Jam. We'll be back a week from today on the Sound Live Sports Network. Thanks for being with us.